Welcome
What?
everyone back to another Nerd Theory. Preface, I just woke up, so I am slow.
I just woke up to a harsh truth
Right.
about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a day, and I've done a lot of listening, and I've come to the conclusion that maybe there shouldn't be any girls allowed for Star Wars.
What?
Yeah, no, I mean maybe I mean, have you ever considered that maybe there shouldn't be any girls allowed in Star Wars?
What is this, Little Rascals?
Whoa! Great movie, by the way. But no, I mean, I don't know.
Club.
I've been thinking about it, and there's been a lot going on. I'm excited to get into it all and talk to you about what happened, because I think it's a funny story. But the TLDR, and we'll go through the whole thing. You know what I mean? I actually do think it's gonna be a really entertaining story. But like, I came to this conclusion that, like, what if Star Wars didn't have females or female fans, and it was all boys club?
Well, then my mom would have never introduced me to Star Wars.
No, there's exceptions. There's always exceptions. You know what I mean? But no, you don't think so, though?
No, I truly do believe, as much as Disney has used this saying to fucking oblivion, I do truly believe Star Wars is for everybody. I don't believe it's for one specific gender.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's just for boys. I don't believe it's just for girls. I believe it's a story that George made for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I was probably there, like, I don't know, 14 hours ago, 10 hours ago. I was right there with you.
Switched.
No. I mean, the more I thought about it, and like, honestly, there's been I've done some listening, you know what I mean? And I've sat with it, and I've looked out at the reactions and everything that's going on. I think after I tell you this story, you might actually change your mind too. And I think there might actually be a lot of women, actually, believe it or not, that change their mind and say, I don't think Star Wars should be for us anymore, and we're packing it up. We're done. We're leaving, and it's over. So
should we get Sadia Khan in here too?
Yeah, no, I mean, Sadia, Sadia is awesome. I bet she would agree with my point. But no, I mean, like, I'm being a little facetious. I'm joking around a little bit, but also maybe not. Like, seriously, the more that I thought about it, I was like, dude, wait a minute. What if all the problems in Star Wars come from women? What if instead of doing all the stuff for the female fans,
that's not how I thought this morning would go for me, even though it's 2:30 in the PM. But
I didn't think so either.
Yeah. Let's hear your take.
Okay, so this is what happened. I'll explain to you what happened. It's a story.
Okay.
It's as epic as probably Lord of the Rings extended. And again, it's a twisting, turning tale. And I think by the time we reach the conclusion, we might all have learned something. And I think maybe we will, again, change Star Wars for the better. So did you pay attention to New York Comic Con over the weekend? Did you watch? I
didn't even know it was happening. This is the first time I'm hearing that it existed this weekend.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. New York Comic Con, baby. Oh, it was hot. Well, for a lot of other brands, other than Star Wars, it was pretty hot. There were cool announcements made, video games, all kinds of exciting stuff. There was stuff for Invincible. By the way, do you ever watch Invincible? Dude, Invincible season 4. Whoo, they're cooking, baby. There was stuff from Marvel. There was even some DC stuff. The DC comic stuff looks sick. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff. So, do you happen to know what the two big announcements were for the Star Wars brand at New York Comic Con?
At New York Comic Con? No.
Yeah.
Don't they save everything for what is it, Disney
Star Wars Celebration or whatever?
No, not even that. No.
D23.
Yeah. They save it for the investor stuff.
Yeah, they usually do. New York is changing a little bit in the sense that I think it's becoming a really big boon. They didn't do a ton at San Diego this year. Like a lot of brands kind of eased off from San Diego Comic-Con, and so New York's on the rise. Anyway, point is, a lot of hype shit happened at New York Comic-Con. The 2 announcements for Star Wars, though, which I can pull up for you. I can show you here. 2 novels, which is cool. We like our novels, like our Star Wars novels. So here's what the novels are.
Some of them.
And actually, I'll go over on Star Wars Newsnet. Shout out to them. They covered this. This is their article right here. New York Comic-Con 2025, Star Wars Legacy, every announced project. And the 2 big ones on the headlining image here are a novel about Rey,
right?
Which will be in the space between episode 7 and episode 8 and episode 9. And we're going to spend time learning how Rey was trained by Leia.
1 year? No, wait,
no, it's about 1 year. It's like 18 months or something like that. No, it's actually probably less than that, to be honest.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the first one. And then the other really big one is this. And this is the one that really broke my brain and made me into a He-Man womanator. New York Times best-selling author Ashley Poston, Eyes Like Stars, a Star Wars romance novel. Theory. Do you know this is the very first Star Wars novel? Romance, sorry. It's the very first Star Wars romance novel. Did you know that?
Yeah. Who are they?
Who are who?
Who are the characters?
Oh, the characters? I actually haven't.
Who just made up like
no,
different.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I didn't even look at the characters, but I would assume maybe some High Republic or something like that. And look, she's a New York Times best author or whatever. Ashley Poston is probably pretty good. The point is this, though. It's the very first romance novel for Star Wars, right? And just like out of curiosity, like, why do you think Star Wars would do this the first ever time?
Why do I think Star Wars would do that?
Yeah.
Why do I think Star Wars is doing any of the shit that it's doing lately?
Yeah,
but a romance novel is the least of my concerns about 2 characters who nobody knows about, nobody will ever know about.
Yeah, I totally get you. But why did they decide to do it, do you think? Lucasfilm. There's a point to what I'm making. There's a point to the question.
Running out of ideas. I don't really know.
So romance novels are pretty big right now. And there's actually a lot of
really?
Yeah, romance is huge right now. Okay. And a lot of female readers love their romance novels. And in fact, it's gotten so big and so popular that there's like entire TikToks dedicated to it. And there's actually been this sort of weird underbelly of it that's a lot of these books are kind of weird and gross. Which is like a whole nother thing. Like certain people have covered that aspect of this phenomenon because it's like really big. Like it's crazy. Like women are like all about this shit right now. Okay. And to me, I mean, it's the most obvious nail on the head example of all time that Kathy has attempted to turn this into a girl brand. And she thinks that doing something like this is going to appeal to the girl brand audience that they created. I mean, and I actually take a massive objection to this, and it might seem silly, but I will fucking dig my heels in and die on this hill because I think this is actually a watershed moment and actually like really, really important. There's like never been a romance novel in Star Wars before. You could argue that there's romance in Star Wars, and I would say yes, absolutely. Romance and desire has always been a part of not only Star Wars, but just fairy tales in general. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But there's never been a romance novel. Like the people that control the IP of Lucasfilm and Star Wars have never actually created like a pastel palette colored, actually made in the exact design language of a whole bunch of book slop, like romance slop novels that are actually making big waves out there and getting purchased a lot. Like it's just never been a more obvious example that Star Wars, and again, it's like the context matters. You look at what Star Wars did and you look at what these other brands did, and they're all like trying to bring hype. I mean, that's what a Comic-Con is. You try to hype up your fan base. It's the time to engage your fan base. People travel, people go there and dress up. People spend money to go get stuff signed and all that. Like, it's like a, this is like a really, really big deal for people. And the con is designed to have these brands and these companies engage with their hardcore audience. Like, that's what it is. And all of these other brands are doing all of this awesome stuff. And Star Wars is literally dropping its actual first romance novel, which again, I think is so, like, this is a moment that I think needs to be paused on and highlighted, because, we get a lot of pushback. At least I do. I know I do. When I talk about how Star Wars has leaned way too far in the direction of like trying to make female fans or trying to become a girl brand, right? And I get a lot of pushback from it. And when an example comes along like this, that's like, there's literally no other explanation. I mean, it's so obvious that it's almost unremarkable, right? Like, it's so obvious that that's what they're doing. They're going after young female fans, this like group of fans that they think they have catered with all of the changes that they have made to Star Wars since they purchased it. And then the irony is, I talk about it. I was like not super checked, on it. I was like, I want to talk about this with Theory, so I didn't really talk about it on my stream, right? But I tweeted about it, and I think I showed you the tweet. I thought it was pretty innocuous, right? It was just like, I try to have a nuanced conversation about how Star Wars had spent actual resources to try to become a girl brand. And then they do this and they literally make like a romance novel. And I really do think that it's a, that it's actually a big deal. But here's the other side of it. Okay. I had a reaction this morning because all of these people on Twitter were like quote tweeting me, and it's the usual shtick, right? It's like, I literally typed, I would like to have a nuanced conversation. I mean, like, you could see the care.
Did you want to bring it
given?
up?
Yeah, sure, I can bring it up. You can see how I said what I said, and then how it was so uncharitably, because that's what these people always do, try to give you the most uncharitable possible interpretation, and make you look absolutely horrible for saying something that's like actually pretty fucking benign. Like,
or things you don't say if you're me.
Yeah. Well, you deleted the app and all that, right? Let me see if I can find it here. All right, let me pull this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yeah, because they put words in your mouth. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the same as the Sadia Khan interview I had, which was not even meant for the Star Wars channel. It was, it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
But let's see what you said.
Yeah, so check it out. I said, I try to have nuanced conversations about how Star Wars used resources to become more of a girl brand, but these are the actual big announcements from Star Wars New York Comic Con. They're making literal romance novels now. And then I followed up down here and said, look at what Invincible, Marvel, DC, and other brands rolled out for New York Comic Con, and Star Wars showed us a novel about Leia and Rey and literal romance novels. Guys, this is actually what Star Wars is. Okay. So I had this response, and then like the quote tweets and like the responses, the backlash to this, I thought was crazy. Like, people were like really, really upset at me, calling me all these terrible names. And at first I was like, I don't really get it. Right. Like, I don't understand why would all of these people come at me. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, there has to be other people that are probably talking about it, that are complaining about it. And so I thought it was a little weird, right? Mm-hmm. So later in the day, I came to find out that there actually was a backlash to this whole situation. And the irony is, the backlash came from a bunch of feminist Star Wars fans that actually like harassed and actually went nuts this weekend, calling the romance novel like heterosexual slop and like misogynist for having the romance. And so none of this would have happened if there were no women and no girls allowed in Star Wars. So I say to even the women that were upset at the other women for going after the female author because it's misogynist to like romance, I say to you, we have a weird kinship here, and we should actually join forces, and we'd all be better off if there were no girls allowed in Star Wars. So that's the story. That's my thoughts, and that's kind of what's going on. It's the latest in the Ouroboros of stupid. That is Star Wars. That is the Star Wars fandom. That is Star Wars under Disney. It's just another fucking week. How are you, brother?
I'm good, man. I've had a busy weekend, and we work, and got back to writing my book, making my comic. I'm excited about that. It's finally. I was at like this point where I just couldn't really figure out where I was going to take it, and then finally it broke through, and and
those are good. Yeah, those.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm rolling now, and so been enjoying that late nights writing, getting ready for the for SpaceCon San Antonio next week. So by the way, we won't have a show next week, guys. I'll be away. Oh no, wait, hold on. No, I think we still could have the Monday show.
Oh, okay. Are you gonna be?
Yeah, we can still do the Monday show, but the one after that, the 27th.
That's when you'll be gone.
I won't be home for that. And to anyone in San Antonio or even in the States, there's a lot of people coming out, flying out, driving out to see Nick Gillard, who's going to be at our booth Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, dude.
So it's going to be cool.
That is going to be sick.
About this topic,
yeah.
Personally, I don't care if there's a romance novel. I mean, there's so many novels that come out, like High Republic and whatever, and
that's true. Yeah,
I don't really give a shit. Like some of their books hit. Some of them are good. Some like the Dooku Jedi Lost was nice. But I just don't care about the books. Like it's whatever.
No, I get you.
The new Disney canon books are hit or miss. Some are great. Some are like what was the one with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon? That one was fine. I didn't mind that. It was at Master and Apprentice. And then there was like an Obi-Wan book. I didn't like that one at all. I read only a little bit of it, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
So you think maybe then that Star Wars itself is a little bit more, because it's always had so many kind of different books, like it's a little bit of a less of a big deal? Because when I think about it, right, I was thinking about this. I was like, if Warhammer announced romance novels, right?
Yeah.
Like people would lose their minds. Like that's insane. If Marvel announced romance novels, I still think even that would be considered crazy. So why is Star Wars doing romance novels? Like, why is that chill? Like, why is that fine comparatively?
I don't think it's fine or not fine. It's irrelevant,
Yeah, but it's Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
So we're covering it.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like crazy. Like I think it's absolutely crazy that Star Wars is literally like you just don't care.
No, they made a romance novel. I didn't even know about this. I didn't know about this till you told me. It's whatever. What do I care? It's going to find its audience, and if it doesn't, it's going to flop like most of their other books. And
but what you're not okay. So
that'll be it.
Yeah. No, I just totally disagree, brother. I'm fired up. I cannot believe it. I mean, I guess fucking hate it, dude. And I also can't believe you're just so passé about it. But I guess, in a sense, I understand that for you personally, you're just whatever, right? But again, to me, this is the desecration of the Holy Temple. This is as corporate as it gets. This is as foolish and as brand changing and as on the nose for all of the stuff that I'm generally upset about when it comes to Lucasfilm as it possibly can get. And I can't think of another big IP, like a big nerdy IP that I care about, that could ever announce doing fucking romance novels. And I'd be like, oh yeah, that's chill. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry. That's just not the kind of shit I'm into,
I think we got bigger problems on our hands, like The Acolyte that came out that was greenlit
for canceled.
$250 million. I can't. Yeah, but some obscure book that they didn't even do enough money into marketing that I even heard about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
whatever, dude.
So I agree that there's bigger deals, but is it not a perfect example of the philosophy, the thinking? You know what I mean? I just think what. So
no, I think the way it happened, and Chad, I want to know what you guys think too about this. I think it's like they gave some budget to a bunch of writers at Lucasfilm and that untalented story group, and this is one of the books that they cranked out because they thought it would hit. it's been tainted for a long time now. So this is very on brand for them to just create something like this instead of focusing on something that's, I don't know, maybe relevant, like something to do. An old Republic novel. How about that? How about we start there? We're starting a new era in Star Wars. The Old Republic, blah blah blah. Now under Disney canon. We'll see if it's good or not. Probably shit, but
Mhm.
at least they could start that. But they want to do this. I'm not surprised. You surprised after Acolyte? After what they
Yeah.
did with the sequel trilogy? I'm not surprised.
The point is, I am surprised. The
But
point is,
also, it's what do I care? It's like Skeleton Crew. Was that for everyone? Now it's for kids.
so
This is
what do
for
you think your function is then of like, because like to me, I personally think a part of the job is talking about these things to like get the message out there, to kind of get the conversation started, to kind of sort of influence, if you will, the conversation. I think that there should be, because here's the truth. Like the reality is there's no grifters talking about this. No anti-Star Wars channels are making this a big deal. Okay.
Mm.
And the reason why is not because they don't necessarily
Romance book.
correct. Yeah. Not that I've seen anyway. And the reason I know that is because I saw a bunch of reactions from like lefty Star Wars fans that were like, I can't believe the overreactions coming from like our side. Like, you know what I mean? Like I can pull up a tweet that shows you like it really felt like there was a huge backlash from like feminist Star Wars fans against this, more so than even the grifters or the anti-Disney or whatever, right? The point is there's not even money really in or attention in grifting off of this particular thing. Star Wars is so carved out. There's so much apathy that this particular item isn't even really griftable. I'm freaking out about it for the love of the fucking game, dog. I'm really pissed. I think this is fucking crazy.
Okay, so for you, the romance novel was that's what broke the camel's back.
No, it's more like this is something that everybody should look at them and point them and say, nobody fucking likes this. Stop. That's what I mean. And I think that in order to
way past
facilitate that,
we're so past that. We're past that with what
so
they did.
what do you suggest
Kenobi.
we do then? What do we suggest we do then?
Dude, this is not even on my radar. On my radar is to try and course correct everything that they've done by spending hundreds of millions on fucking Acolyte or giving pennies to Obi-Wan Kenobi and having a shit writer that
you've been
they took from a great writer. Yeah, but that's what we should be focusing on, things like that, so it doesn't keep happening. And I bet you this Mando Grogu movie is going to flop as well.
100%. But I agree.
But a romance novel, like who gives a shit?
Well, this guy does. Across from you does. So look, I totally get you. What I'm saying, like, I guess what I'm trying to drive at is, I think you did the right thing by calling out that other stuff.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah, and so I want to do what I think is the right thing and call this out.
Okay, let's call it out.
And I think it's a big deal. And I think that it just shows, like, imagine, like, it is worth lingering on how ridiculous a brand would have had to fall off to come to a place where it thinks this is a viable option. You know what I mean? You would have had to, and it doesn't like just happen on accident. This is like the Force's female 8 years later. Like this is just another sign of all the stuff that we've been talking about. And as more and more of this stuff happens, as more of it is revealed, I think there should be a harsh call out, a harsh finger pointing, and basically being like, yo, you're doing it again. It's that same old bullshit. Stop it. This isn't, first of all, your female fans don't even like this shit. Second of all, you're pushing fans like me to the point where, like, I'm basically at the point of no girls allowed. You know, like, I'm joking, but I'm kind of not joking. Like, literally, there's, you know what I mean? Like, there's some of these quote tweeters and stuff. I'm like, you know what? Have we tried no girls allowed with Star Wars? Let's just try it for a couple of years to see what happens.
Look. There's a lot of super level-headed women Star Wars fans out there. Very, very. I've met them.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a lot of unhinged female Star Wars fans, and even more unhinged male Star Wars fans, because I've dealt with them too.
I'm becoming one. I'm now one, and I want the other unhinged female. I want them out.
But to say
I
one
want it
side
only
got to
for
be
me.
out
No,
is
it
the
is
same
that.
as
It is
the
one
same,
side
it's
is
the
out.
same as Kathy wearing that dumbass shirt saying the Force is female. It's the same energy.
So, what if we made a few exceptions?
All right.
So let's talk characters first.
Okay.
So if we said no girls allowed, but we're gonna let a couple of female characters in.
Oh my god.
Who you letting in? Who you letting in? I'm just like, hey, just walk with me on this. Let's just talk.
Bro.
I'm just trying to have a good time at the dinner table.
All right.
What if we're
I've said a billion times.
Yes.
I don't care if the character is black, white, alien, male, female.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a good character, that's all I care about.
Okay, my first is Ayla Secura because she's hot.
All right.
So what's your first?
First, what girls we're keeping in Star Wars?
Yeah, baby.
Padme.
Good choice. Good choice. You have to go with Leia. She's actually awesome. She's actually awesome. You know, she's a woman, but yeah. So I'd say Leia.
Oh my god, dude, you're fucking holy shit!
I told you we're gonna. But yeah, what's your next one?
Bastila Shan.
Dude, that's a good pick. Oh my god, she's a great character. Fuck.
Yeah.
You're making me rethink the sexism. Okay. My next one's Ahsoka. I really like Ahsoka, actually.
I know you do.
She's awesome. So she's in there for me. Yeah, she's in there for me.
Yeah. Mary Jade.
Fuck. It's a really good one.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, who else? Let me think. Let me try to think of one more. You try to think of one more. Shit. No, she sucks, dude. That government was.
She helped Luke a lot. In EU.
You know, I mean, yeah, she did all right, I guess.
Oh, look at Andor.
Oh my god, do I like any other female Star Wars characters? This is embarrassing.
You do.
Who do I like?
Talon.
Dark Talon. That's my next one. I tricked you. I stole one of yours. Who's yours? Who's your next one?
I just gave you two extra ones. Fucking Visas Mar.
Who is that?
She's got no eyes, baby. Oh, freaking Darth Treya, right there.
Darth Krayt. Well, yeah, that's yeah. Okay, so. I would say. So, how many do we have so far? We don't want to have too many in here. Let's just be real. So,
what the fuck?
We got. What do we know? Four or five each. 4 or 5 each or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Can we actually think of one more?
Shin Batty. Oh, Ventress. Yeah.
Yeah, Ventress is really cool. Yeah, Ventress is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shin's really cool. Ironically, I actually like all the female characters in Ahsoka. Ironically, so
you like Sabine?
I do like Sabine. I hate what they did with her in Ahsoka, but I still like Sabine. Yeah.
Luminara. Yeah.
Mitra
Surik.
Yeah.
Lana Solo.
I guess.
Jaina.
Okay.
Jaina Solo.
All right, guys.
Jyn Erso.
All right. I get the
Xana.
point. All right.
Fuck Jocasta Nu. Hell no.
No, she sucks. She sucks.
I think we can all agree Jocasta Nu kick rocks, dude.
Yeah. Jocasta old.
Yeah, Jocasta no one wants.
No, I'm fooling around, man. You know, I'm just having fun with it. But at the same time, it's like I think
fucking on Peru. Yaddle.
Yaddle's cool. You know, Tails really does a lot for Yaddle because otherwise she's like cameo character. Tails fills her out. She is pretty cool.
Look at this sexist comment right here.
Slave Leia. I know, dude. What a pig, dude.
What a pig.
What a pig.
Yeah, Rossi. Shut up.
No, but it's funny because like you're being facetious a little bit and joking around, and then like you actually think about some of the female characters, and you're like, damn, they actually are pretty awesome. I'm glad we did that because I was actually worried that I was getting sexist theory. You've
Trans
helped
Darth
me
Vader.
to realize that I'm not, and maybe I'm just angry because Star Wars isn't for me anymore, and I don't know how to move on.
Van Rossi.
I'm just saying, man, like it really fucking pisses me off, bro. And I get it. Like maybe I've been out, right? And I haven't been living it as much as you have or whatever. But
what the fuck? What does that mean? Living it? What do you mean?
I haven't been covering Star Wars. I don't get like I don't watch the shows. I don't
look at
do any of
look at my latest stuff, man. I'm so happy just covering lore from like 1981.
Dude, I mean, look, I get you, brother, but at the same time, I'm outside of Star Wars and I'm excited about New York fucking Comic-Con, brother.
I didn't even know. So I didn't even know New York Comic Con was happening, and I didn't even know they announced some romance novel that freaking nobody's gonna read.
Yeah, but like, no, Comic-Con's like it's cool, and you should drop all your hype shit. And like, I was talking about all this fun stuff that was announced for all this other things, and the Star Wars is literally dead ass like romance novel, Rey and fucking Leia, which is like we haven't even talked about the Rey and Leia thing, but that's such an obvious thing because obviously they were gonna have the movie out. They're building towards Rey. It's everything. It's all just Rey. It's like, dude.
Yeah, but you know that they keep all of their stuff for two things: Celebration and D23. That's it. And most of it's kept for D23.
Yeah, and honestly, even some of those announcements are pretty shitty. For the last several years, Star Wars has been pretty shitty. But think about what that means. But Theory, come on, brother. You know what you're saying to me right now? Do you know what you're saying to me right now? You're like, what did you expect, brother? That's what you're basically telling me. Like, what did you expect,
I am
brother?
the imagery of symbolism, of apathy. I am literally the definition. You look up the definition of apathy in the dictionary, there's a picture of me.
I mean, I could tell you wouldn't even get a little sexist with me. You wouldn't even have a little fun being sexist. So,
well, yeah, but it's because I truly don't believe in it. Like I truly feel like.
Oh, you think I do? Don't answer that. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, like all that shit that I went through with the whole Sadia Khan thing, and then women saying that I think women don't belong in Star Wars it actually really bothered me. That was probably the one main thing that really bugged me because it was just so untrue.
Damn,
it pissed me off because I truly do believe oppositely, right? But
that's wild. I feel like a bad friend now because I've become sexist on your show, and that was a big thing.
Well, this is our show, so no, it's good to have duality.
It is good to have duality.
Fuck it.
We're only 50% sexist here, chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty good, actually, I think, probably for most male shows.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a spirit of it with me where, like, I'm so sick of walking on eggshells, and I'm so sick of all the sensitivity and all this fucking bullshit. Well, I'm so close, man. I just feel like I generally feel like this whole thing is like, frankly, some of these people should have been shamed out of the fandom long ago. And I myself was pretty chill about shit for a couple of years and would try to like really choose my words carefully and not engage in these certain things. And ultimately, like, I feel like these people ruined Star Wars. And I feel like Lucasfilm ruined Star Wars by catering to them. I'm not even kidding. And I feel like, fuck, man.
The comment. Fuck. Damn, dude. That hurt.
Oh, I didn't see that shit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, it's just, I don't know. It's been a wild ride coming back to Star Wars, ladies and gentlemen, and maybe I'm not handling it the best, but fuck me, dude. The first romance, we're week 4 of Star Wars. We're week 4. You know what I'm saying? And they're doing romance novels, dude. They're doing romance novels,
But I don't know, dude. I actually am apathetic about this. Like they've done Star Wars Jedi Adventures or whatever with the kids. They weren't even human. They did High Republic, which is such ass. They spent millions on that series, and it's garbage. It's so bad.
Apparently, they're bringing it back too.
Yeah, they're bringing romance novels too. So, like, am I surprised? No. When you tell me this, like, does it mean I think it's cool? I'm just like, I'm looking at a pile of shit anyways.
Yeah.
For years now. You're gonna put like one little nugget of poo on top and then you expect me to make a fuss? Oh my god, this is what no fuck. Yeah, it's been a pile of shit for years, man. Holy crap.
Well, you know what? Don't worry, because I acted like that. I got you, bro. Like, this shit sent me, dog. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I think those people set you.
They did send me. Yo, they did send me, dog.
Like I
was
said,
on stream. I was on
getting off,
stream and I saw
not being
that.
on Twitter is one of the best decisions I ever made for my life. How much time I wasted back and forth with fucking idiots who just hate you anyways. Nothing you say will ever be okay.
Yeah.
They'll never accept it because they just want to hate you.
No, you're right. You're right. I did have some fun being wild as fuck for a little bit online, and then there were a couple other ones like later after I went to the gym and shit. I was like, don't respond to this because like I really wanted to, but I was like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it.
You can't argue with someone who has their mind made up about you, and it's not based on logic. It's based on pure hatred for whatever reason. Good for them. Best of luck. But you can't argue with that. Even if you argue, even if you say that the sky is blue, they're gonna hate you and say the sky is red.
I agree with you. Now, hypothetically, right? Would you say when you think about those people, and you form an image of those people in your mind,
yeah,
are you thinking of like particular gender or like what are like what?
I do. Yes,
yeah.
Male.
Yeah. What?
Yes, for me, male.
The
amount
heart.
of
You're going down a path I can't follow.
I know, bro, but for me, the 9 years of the amount of time I've spent and wasted on Twitter responding to fucking idiots, male.
Chad, I'm learning a lot.
For me,
male. No, hey, I believe you. I wouldn't have believed Chad.
Yeah,
but I believe you. Warrior, yeah. This is I feel really good. I feel like I'm learning. I feel like I'm building up new ways of thinking about life. So
yeah, I mean, I don't like. I just don't care to go on Twitter anymore and like argue with people. Whatever I say online is going to be on this platform. If people want to engage, they can do it in the stream. But to go back and forth and have that time and no, I meant this. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. I meant this. Look here, why? Fuck.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I just want it to be over. I want it to be different. I want no girls allowed. And I don't know how to get there. You know what I mean? And so I'm just fucking flailing, dude. Like, I can't believe this shit.
Make a tweet saying no girls allowed in Star Wars anymore.
Oh, I already did that shit. Believe that. Cool. Yeah, believe that.
Okay, cool.
So anyways, chat. Romance novels, brother. Romance novels. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, we can get into something else, Chad. Okay, my bad.
What does Chad think about this?
What are you freaking guys? And also, too, whose side are you on? Team Theory or Team Josh? That'd be kind of an interesting.
Well, what the hell am I? What's my stance?
Apathy? You say girls are allowed in Star Wars. Josh says no girls allowed in Star Wars. Put the poll up.
Okay, here. No one's allowed to
put it up.
It's just
put it up.
Robots now.
Put it up. See what they say.
Okay. If you want girls in Star Wars, type 1. If you don't want girls in Star Wars, type 2.
Put the poll. Anyway.
This is some Little Rascal shit right here. The He-Man woman hating club.
I know, dude. I am such a shyster, guys, and I know some of you are like, bro, like that's like a little too much. We'll let the internet decide. You know what I mean? We'll let the internet decide. I don't really give a fuck.
Where's your right hand? Your other right hand. I stymie Member in good standing of the He-Man Woman Haters Club. Member in good standing of the He-Man Woman Haters Club. Do solemnly swear to be a He-Man and hate women and not play with them or touch them unless I have to. And especially
Preach!
fall in love. And if
Preach!
I die slowly and painfully and suffer for hours or until I scream bloody murder.
Yeah, boy! Woo! Let's go, dude. That's something about that. Seemed like a good club.
Creep.
That's great.
I literally told my wife before stream. I said, I'm sexist now, and I'm gonna tell everybody that. And she's like, "Have fun, sweetie."
Yeah,
we're good.
she takes care of the 2 kids.
Yeah, no, she's doing great. She's awesome.
You thinking what I'm thinking, William? Yeah, but what are we thinking? How much fun it's gonna be to stop those guys in the race.
Fuck it, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's make a clubhouse.
If we could, might be a better club. That's all I'm saying. We've tried it this way. Maybe we could try it a different way. Another way to say it would
Let's
be
do it.
Dude Bro Star Wars, right? So
What?
What about I meet you halfway? Instead of saying no women allowed, we say Dude Bro Star Wars. It's Dude Bro coded. It's stuff that Dude Bros want. Could is that a little more?
Well, let's define what dude bros want.
What dude? I think Dude Bros want action, awesome action.
Yes.
Sexy ladies.
Yes.
And this is gonna
competent sexy ladies. Darth Talon, Bastila Shan. These are sexy ladies who are powerful and have a great story. I mean, it's the same as having it's the same thing. Henry Cavill being Henry Cavill in The Witcher or whatever else that he's in. You'd be good looking and be badass and have a strong character and all this and that. You can do the same for females.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I think there's like both, right? So, brother, you got to watch more anime because there's shit. I could probably come up with an example in Dragon Ball, but it's a little harder. Look, the point I'm trying to make is there's both. There's ditzy hot, and then there's mentor hot, leadership hot. Like the Japanese get it, bro. The mentor chick, she's fucking slamming. You know what I mean? The ditzy little, cutesy girl, she's slamming. Like there's. I'm just in general the archetypes of the characters on the show. Like you were saying, I was like sexy ladies, and you were like competent sexy ladies. I was like, I like competent sexy ladies. I also like ditzy sexy ladies. I like both. Like there's all sorts of characters that make up a story. If you're just filling out every female character as the competent, strong, sexy female lady, that's not really diversity, right? So that's not really what you need. You need a couple ditsies. You need a bitch. You need a women aren't a monolith, you sexist pig. So I think you need a lot of different kind of ladies, and they should all be super hot. What else did Dude Bros want?
Oh, good fucking story. How about that?
Hell no, we don't care about that shit. Let's be real.
What a good story, good character progression. Give me a lightsaber in the Force.
We don't care.
I'm happy.
Do we really care about? Hey,
that's all I want.
Well, you are
a Star Wars fan.
Oh, sweet. Yeah,
an OG Star Wars fan. Oh shit.
Let's ask Chad though, because maybe that's not your dude bro. Maybe you're more than a dude bro though. Maybe that's not coming from the dude bro part of you. Maybe that's coming from, maybe that's coming from somewhere else. Huh?
What? Where?
Deep inside. Deep.
My heart.
Deeper.
My soul.
Yes. The point is that's just maybe not a dude bro thing. So maybe dude bros don't. Chat. Do you think dude bros care about stories? Good stories.
Yes.
I'm asking Chat Theory. I know what you think.
They care.
Chats, do you? I disagree. I don't think dude bros care. Well, I guess I should say it like this. I think when I'm talking about dude bro sensibilities, or like if I was in a really dude bro mode, right? Because sometimes I'm a little pussy and I want to watch like a comedy or something, right? But if I'm in a dude bro mood and I want like a dude bro movie, I don't think riveting story and plotline is high on the list.
Watching a comedy doesn't make you a pussy, dude.
Oh, it damn sure does, you little pussies in chat, but it's cool because I like comedies too.
The fuck, bro.
But yeah, like,
damn.
you know what I'm saying though? You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. I'm very fucking confused. I just woke up. I'm trying to understand all of this.
What I'm saying is,
The fuck kind of show are we doing here? What is this?
dude,
I'm trying to keep up.
okay. I'm saying, dude, I don't think dude bros
Fuck.
want a story as bad as you think they do. That's all I'm trying to say.
What the
That's all I'm
fuck
saying.
is a dude bro? I don't
A
even know
dude-
what a dude bro is.
You know what? Let's ask AI. Let's get some help from our future overlords. No, this is good. This is good. You know, can you define dude bro for me? Let's see what we get. Okay, you ready? Sure. The
ready,
term dude bro is a slang word that describes a certain type of guy, often half joking or critical. So there you'd say it in either half joking or a critical way. The literal roots combines the word dude and bro, usually a portrayal of someone overly confident, stereotypically masculine guy who's into things like
Stereotypically.
partying, beer, sports, gym, culture, and often dismissive
So
of
every
deep.
fucking asshole who bullied me as a kid in elementary school and high school. Man,
Yeah, fuck you,
fuck
baby.
those guys. Fuck dude bros. I'm not a dude bro. Fuck them.
I'm a dude, bro. You saying fuck me?
You probably would have pushed me in the locker too.
No, I wouldn't have. I was
Bitch
really
ass.
nice. I was really nice. And you also interrupted the last part of this, which is really important and brings my whole point home. Gym culture and is often dismissive of deeper or more nuanced conversations.
So they're dumb. So they're jocks.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't describe it that way because I would like make it sound better than that. But yeah, no, they're dumb.
They're fucking dumb.
Dude bro mentality. So wait a minute. Let's take 2 steps back. Are you telling me that you can't get down with dude bro Star Wars?
Nope.
You're blowing my mind tonight.
Nope.
You're blowing my mind.
Dude bros sound retarded.
I mean, they might be, but you don't have common ground
I
with
with
them.
those motherfuckers my whole life.
Okay, but hang on.
They get all the girls. They go to all the parties.
Some guys
get all the fucking touchdowns.
No, I know. But listen, we're talking about
All
Star
right.
Wars. Okay, we're all equal.
Then they pick on the little Star Wars nerd who eats his lunch in the goddamn stairwell. Fuck dude bros, man.
But now they're
Pick on me now, bitch.
Well, they
I got issues, man. I got deep-rooted issues.
Okay, well, we could definitely address those, but I guess 2 steps back, you can't get down with the dude bros. Let me just say it to you like this. Okay, just hear me out. Sometimes 2 kingdoms set aside their differences to come together to fight a greater foe.
Who's the foe? Women? With a He-Man woman hating club?
I mean, I didn't say it, you know what I mean? No. Listen. That's not what I'm saying. You said it, not me. The point is this: that sometimes 2 kingdoms come together to fight a greater foe, and the greater foe is just is Star Wars falling apart and destroying itself.
It's been falling apart for years, Josh. It's been falling apart for a long time.
You're right. I'm just trying to find common ground. You know what I mean? It's like I offer no girls allowed. You say that's a bridge too far. I'm like, okay, what about dude bro Star Wars? You know what I mean? It's just this is how
one day I'd love to have a daughter, and I'd love to introduce her to Star Wars.
I have a daughter. I don't know if I'll introduce her to Star Wars though. To be honest.
Oh, you fucking go.
We'll see. But yeah, no, I think that dude bro Star Wars. Dude, I guess the way to say it would be more like dude bro coded Star Wars. Like seriously, dude bro coded. I think you would get most of what you wanted out of Star Wars if they capitulated to the dude bros. That's all I'm trying to say.
No, they wouldn't. Because
You
then
don't
it would
think
just be because then it would just be an example of what these absolute morons on Twitter talk about he just wants lightsabers and pazoo bazoo. Like those guys are absolute idiots too to think that that's what we want.
Yeah.
And then you're basically saying that's what we no. What we need is what George Lucas made, which is a perfect blend of story, mythos, character development, and action. And the action is from lightsabers, fantasy space, whatever, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
When you meld it together, you get this alloy of beautiful storytelling for Star Wars.
Yeah.
But what Disney does is they take they melt it all, they take one piece, they take another piece, and they think that that's what's going to, and they slap a Star Wars logo on it, and they think that's what's going to make Star Wars, and they're failing every single time because it's not. You need the heart. They don't have the heart, and that's what it's missing.
Right. No, hey, look, I agree with all of that. I just think you can also, maybe do a little less female characters, do a little more dude bro stuff, but like maybe you do both, right? I guess what for me it's like this though, like with where we're at. By the way, I hope you're all right. I'm having fun. I think it's fun, but I just wonder, like, is this really what it is, right? Is this what Star Wars is going to be? Because you think about, to your point earlier about like the bigger stuff, the bigger fish to fry, right? You got, the Sean Levy movie, which is potentially leading to Rey. And then, you got a bunch of other potential Rey movies with Simon Kinberg. Like, it really does seem like that's going to be the thrust of it. To be fair, there's male energy in the Sean Levy movie because, say again, sorry.
All the Star Wars stuff they're making is bullshit. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, no. I mean, it definitely is, but it's also bullshit that's being crafted for like this new,
audience.
Female audience, right?
I wouldn't even say that. I would say it's this new audience that basically what Disney has done. They've curated their own new Star Wars, which is not Star Wars, is not George Lucas Star Wars. It's their own weird amalgamation shit. And that has brought in an influx of politically charged fans, men and women.
Fair. So you would say it's not just trying to adhere to females, but maybe in this trying to adhere to like modern audiences, right? Like you hear that phrase a lot. Modern audiences. Is that what you think it is mostly?
Modern audiences,
younger emerging audiences. You could say it however you want to say it.
I would say it's younger people to, I guess, more of a younger audience. It's not really paying homage to any of the OGs that rode with Star Wars all these years. Even the prequel fans who are now becoming older, like I am. Not so much for them. Just look at the rhythm that what they're doing. They've killed off all the mains and
So let me just have you ever heard when Chris Gore like breaks this down? Have you ever heard him break this down with like Star Wars and the girl brand and everything?
No, go for it.
So he's got like a really interesting take on it, and I think he's right. It's not even it's not even nearly as crazy as like I'm making it out to be or whatever, but it's as simple as when you look at Disney as a brand, the vast majority of the people that spent money on Disney before Star Wars and Marvel was purchased were female, actually. So the Disney princess stuff, a lot of expenditures at the parks, a lot of female stuff. Now, females do spend a lot of money, especially in North America, just in general, and they have a lot of say in household spending overall, right? But this was different. Like Disney was very female. In 2008, when people were talking about Marvel getting bought by Disney, I remember there were all these articles that came out talking about how this might be too much. It might be too edgy. It might be too hardcore for Disney. And also, would their primarily female audience support something like Marvel within the Disney ecosystem? Like, would Marvel work at the parks? I remember this. There were financial people talking about this because it's a big deal, right? Like, there's a lot of money on the line, and people are like, will this work, what they're trying to do? So, Chris Gore kind of just breaks it down as simple as when Kathy was put in charge of Lucasfilm after, they get rid of George or whatever, and they're not going to use his scripts. The idea was literally to try to appeal to more female audience members, not necessarily like just grabbing up new female fans in general, but rather grabbing up female Disney fans and sort of bringing them a little bit closer to what Star Wars was, right? And this is a total viable strategy. It completely makes sense when you consider how they were thinking about it. And then if you think about what they actually did, which was make a whole bunch of female characters, put them front facing in front of a whole bunch of stuff, that's obviously in service of going after more female fans. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happened. The mileage may vary part, and where people either get really upset about this or not is did that work? How badly did it fail? And why are they like still acting like it's okay? So the thing is, like, when I talk about this, and like the reason I get all upset is because I think it's like more obvious than ever what happened. And so it's very frustrating to see them basically making the same old mistakes, because they should not be making these mistakes anymore. Like, they should know that this strategy that legitimately they just tried it. Like, there's no, it's not, I'm not being rude about it. They tried it. That's what they did. And it didn't work.
Right. Well, what
So-
they tried to do, what they tried to cater towards more so, I would say, women.
Yeah.
And the issue with that is that you alienate one side. So if you cater towards men, you alienate the women. You cater towards women, you alienate the men. But not only did they try to cater towards women, but they also changed up the entire way of telling the story.
Yep, that's fair.
They took the heart out of Star Wars. They didn't continue it the way George wanted, and they created their own kind of bullshit. So, like George said, women can be their own hero. You can't just expect to put a woman in suit pants and expect her to be the hero because, well, she's a woman. They have brains, they have intellect, they have abilities, and you need to be able to write that properly. And this is all even from George's mouth. So the idea that they've taken this beautiful story and they've tried to switch it up to try to cater to one gender, I think alienated a lot of people in conjunction with shitty storytelling.
Yep.
So what they need to do is to focus on what George did, which was just telling a great story. And whoever that attracts is whoever that attracts. Different maybe for different times. You know, I'm sure the consensus for the 70s and 80s is going to be different than today.
Sure.
But if you tell a great story, I mean, the human soul will gravitate towards it regardless of being a man or a woman. It doesn't
I
matter.
agree with that. But
I said, my mother got me into Star Wars, and along with my dad, they both were equally responsible for why I am here, why I have this channel. So the rhetoric of, you know, Star Wars is for men or Star Wars is for women, for me, I didn't grow up that way. I grew up in pure right in the middle, where they both were in love with it. And my mom bought me my first Darth Vader Dawn Post mask, and I remember it very vividly. It was a very special moment for me when I was a kid. So we got all those memories and stuff. But what I want to say is they focus too much on dividing genders or politics, what Disney has done, whereas they need to go back to what George did and just tell a great story and then let people come in on their own.
So I love that. And I really appreciate the thought on that, because I think you're right. Like, it's a little bit more of a complicated issue than just what they did to try to cater to females. Although I do admit that I mean, I feel like it's a really big part of the story that people tend to ignore. And without getting too sidetracked on it, a big part of like why today and why these things upset me so much is that there's so much like performative, weird social media bullshit that I think made this a conversation that was difficult to have years ago, when it probably should have been had, right? And so like I get really frustrated because personally, like, I mean, you know, you get it a lot, I get it a lot. I think this might actually be the first episode, by the way. I did this with intention theory. This may be the first episode ever that I actually get all the heat instead of you, which I did on purpose. We'll see if they still somehow find a way to come out.
It's going to be turned back
I don't
on
know.
me anyways.
I don't know what else to do, brother.
But,
I mean,
but like I said, before I was living in a world where I cared what that sect of people thought of me, and I don't anymore. And that's why I don't engage on Twitter. I just don't even pick up the pieces of the chessboard because I am not playing.
Yeah, totally fair.
So,
dude, I
for
totally
me,
get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm here for after going to so many conventions and stuff and seeing meeting all of those people, men and women.
Yeah.
It's changed my complete outlook of things, and you just can't believe online stuff at all. It just, bullshit.
Dig into that a little. Dig into that a little bit more. What do you mean by that?
Well, the whole rhetoric around, like, let's say for me, for years, I was like, okay, well, maybe, you know, a lot of people really hate me, or a lot of people, but going to conventions made me really realize that there are tens of thousands of people that will wait in line to speak to me and share with me their appreciation for the channel, their appreciation for George and Star Wars, and the bridge that I've somehow created to be able to bring the love of what George created to more people, to more, especially younger people today, and say, hey, let's not forget about this. Let's not forget about where it actually came from, and to stick up for my beliefs and what I believe in. When that gets me in hot water, then, well, I mean, so be it. But, you know, one thing you can't call me is a shill.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that's really opened my eyes, that made me completely just step away from Twitter, because I'm not going to waste my time anymore on people who already just made up their mind about me. I'm going to spend my time on the people who understand me, or are open to at least understanding me. And that's where I'm going to spend the majority of my energy for now.
Yeah, and I think that's beautiful, man. I think it's a beautiful thing. You know, I think we are what we are, right? And there's a beauty in, like, know thyself, right? Like, you know, that expression of, like, know thyself. And there is, like, a real sort of beauty in that. And I think, you know, I know of myself that I am chaotic in nature, and I like it messy. So, you know, everything you said totally makes sense. It completely resonates. I think for a long time, I was maybe fighting against my nature of being kind of a snarky asshole that doesn't actually give a fuck what people think, and also isn't afraid to, like, say it in a way that's going to upset you. You know what I mean? I almost want to upset people, but not like out of this malicious, like, I want to cause pain. It's like I want to break down the fucking paradigms, the barriers. Like, I want to just destroy this stupid eggshell social media bullshit reality that we're living in right now, where there's this, like, a whole bunch of people acting like Star Wars is fine. It feels fucking uncanny, frankly, Theory.
Well, they're getting
paid.
They're getting paid with Kleenex boxes and fucking blankets.
It feels like some weird Stepford Wives, like everybody's on some drugs kind of a situation where, like, I don't know. I feel like screaming. I feel like we're in a fucking horror movie. We're in a weird hotel, and everybody's, like, not actually listening to me. You know what I mean? It's like they all are having their own conversation, living in their own little world, acting like their own little bullshit is happening. And I just want to fucking smash it. That's the only way I can say it. It's just authentically, I just want to smash it. And this whole idea of, well, I can't necessarily be this emotional or fired up about it because it's going to, like, offend somebody or give somebody the wrong idea and whatnot. I'm so past caring about that, brother. Like, it's almost to a point where, like, it's the opposite of it, you know?
Great place to be.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's all copacetic.
I feel like at the beginning, when we used to stream together years and years ago, I wanted to be, for sure, I wanted to be liked more than today. Today, I don't care if I'm liked or disliked. I just say my piece. And like I said about George's story, he just tells a story. If that draws in a certain audience, it draws in a certain audience.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I feel like that's also where you're at too.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, you know, there is this thing, though, where I think we sort of view, I don't know. I think there's probably a thing where we're kind of viewing Star Wars generally, like, a little bit different, where, you know, maybe there's a part of me that thinks, you know, some of this that I'm saying and some of this message that we're trying to get out and some of these conversations that we're having could actually, like, make an impact. And if enough people, like, I think ideas are really powerful. And if you can get people to, like, you know, tap into an idea and believe an idea about a thing, or, like, understand an idea about a thing, it can be very powerful, and it can, like, remove control or, you know, this veneer. And so there's a part of me that wants to.
Can I touch on that?
Yeah, of course.
I think absolutely you're right. And I also think the inverse can happen too, like with what Palpatine did with Anakin, is inserting doubt. When you have someone that is so steadfast on their journey and start inserting doubt over time, if they're weak enough, exactly what happened with Anakin will happen. It'll change his whole life and his whole destiny and the destiny of the entire galaxy.
Yeah.
Right. But the same can be done, as you're saying, is injecting maybe even just a different thought process, a different way of thinking of things. And someone might reject it at first and be like, no, fuck that.
Yep.
But they may think about it. And
That's
that
the point.
thinking will
Yes.
transform their thought patterns and their maybe ideals into something maybe more profound, more hardcore into their already direction, or maybe they'll pitch a little bit and they'll have maybe more of an open mind about things that later on could develop into something else.
Yep. No, I agree. And I think
So,
that
yeah.
like at the end of the day, like it's just, we cook our own ways and we do our own things, and it's cool to, with our powers combined, do the show and get the message out there. We did talk about it, and I thought it was a good talk, you know what I mean? And you brought up some interesting points, and
It's always a good talk.
yeah, and I was cheeky about it, but at the same time, there's points
Well,
that were
yeah, I
made.
mean, there's parts where you obviously you're saying stuff for the shtick, for the show, for it to be funny, but at the same time, it enhances and encourages
Thinking.
conversation.
Thinking,
Yeah,
and
and that's really the whole
yeah.
point.
That is, I mean, the court gesture was a very important role in the King's Guard, right? I mean, the without the jester, the king would never receive actual criticism in the way that was needed. That's why the jester was so important. The jester was able to message in a way that nobody else in the court was able to. And we need that sometimes. We need to like fall on our face, to have the joke made about us. You know what I mean? To see the humor and how silly we are. Smash the thing, shake it up,
Yeah, I think if I'm going to say one good thing about Twitter is that it's definitely shown me the mirror many times.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, look,
maybe it's a good thing.
There were even some people, because like, man, I'm such an asshole. You know what I mean? And so there were some of these things where I would see the person's response and I was like, I'm cooking up the like craziest over the top roast you could imagine. You know what I mean? But then I'm like, okay, but wait, this is just a person, and then I check out their profile and they're like, oh, I've been a Star Wars fan since this, that, second, and the third. And I'm just like, you know what? Like, let's just let it go. They're just going along with the crowd on some wild shit that you said on the internet, Josh. You said that shit. People are talking about it because you said it.
Gosh,
so just let it go.
You know what I came to the realization, and I don't know if you've already done this, and I'm not trying to say you haven't or whatever, but I came to the realization that people on Twitter, people in general, they don't see you and I as people. We're not humans. We're entertainment, and we're also a thing. It's like, oh, he's a thing that drives this. He drives hate, or he drives whatever, this narrative. We're not really a fucking person to them.
Sure. Yep. I agree. Yep. I get you.
So the way they speak to you is with pure hatred and vitriol, like you are the worst thing in the world, because you are not a human. You don't have a mom. You don't have a dad. You don't have a family. You don't have your own hopes and dreams. You're a fucking entity. You're a freaking machine.
Yeah. You're like an NPC or a function in a video game.
They do not see you as, they see you as literally something that is just there. It doesn't fucking exist. Like it's what am I trying to say?
They don't have empathy for you as a human being.
There's no empathy whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like you're just.
Immanuel Kant talked about this actually. Around the time of Immanuel Kant, he was a philosopher. He talked about. Have you ever heard of deontology?
No.
So he had this idea. He was like a philosopher that was just observing the world at around the time of like industrialization. And one of the things he kind of like talks about and was that he saw society going in a direction where people would become a means to an end. Human beings becoming a means to an end. And he said the industrial way of thinking and living in the world will turn humans into sort of disrespecting the humanity of their fellow man and just treat them as a means to an end. So there was this idea that he had of duty to always treat a human as a human. You know what I mean? But he also didn't know what Twitter was. So he I don't know if he would have fucking still thought that.
But I don't know. I'm very happy I spend less time no time on Twitter. Because it is a place where people are very, I don't even want to say insensitive. They just don't, there's no human to human feel. It's very like what people would say behind your back in a closed group, but now it's public with a speakerphone to your face, but it's like your public profile.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of that.
It doesn't, like in person, it's a complete different experience.
That's true, but I also have some people I've shared some like real moments with people via Twitter DMs and stuff, you know,
100%.
and I have some like friends that's the majority of the way I talk to them because they're maybe in a different country, and you know what I mean. That's just a very easy way to go back and forth for them. So, you know, there can be meaningful human connection there as well. Although I do agree that like the feed and the way people talk to each other is pretty crazy. But yeah. But
I think it's a North American thing. People are very politically charged, and they kind of just, it's like the forefront of everyone's. Like, look, Canada. I could talk for hours on Canadian politics. And in fact, I maybe shouldn't, because Carney is passing this new bill where if you say something that they don't like online, you will get years of jail time. Yeah.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. But if you defend yourself from a home invader, you'll also go to jail. So I'm now, I'm living in a world where I gotta be careful what I say. Otherwise, I go to jail, baby.
Yeah, I mean,
you won't see me at all.
Didn't they pass some stuff like that in England as well? They have some like.
So they're following suit, and they want to follow suit in Canada. So.
Yeah, it's pretty scary, huh? Because I've actually seen some tech bros that I wouldn't have thought would buy into that, actually buying into that. And then there's like, it's really scary when you hear that, like, dude, Hillary Clinton's talked about this shit, like recently, like to like big groups of people, and how they need to like shut down the, I forget what she calls it, the radicals online or whatever. Yeah, scary times, man. Yeah. Scary times for sure. Scary times.
Yeah. So, I love Canada so much. It is my home, but at the same time, with Trudeau and Carney, it's I don't feel the same love anymore. So I don't feel like my government loves me at all.
Yeah,
worse people, So
yeah, I wonder.
I'd love to get out and move to some place in the States or even to Europe, to be honest. But
yeah. I know you've thought about it before. Wasn't there like there was a Maui
money's
thing
too tied up right now? Yeah, money's too tied up right now. Yeah. Got it too tied up in the company and in the movie. So
yeah, I understand. Not liquid. So I get that.
It's liquid, but it's all
accounted for.
But I know, okay, well, I've got this long for the company to go, let's say, and then I have to factor in for the movie and then the other movie. So it's like got to be careful. I can't go in. These are very expensive projects,
Oh yeah,
huge overhead every month.
I get it. Yep. I get it.
Love to move out. Love to get out of here, at least until the government changes. But
what's his term or whatever? Because didn't he just get in? How long is he going to be in?
I think another 4 years.
What?
Yeah.
It's not great.
Yeah. No, I don't feel safe in my own country.
Yeah. No, I haven't been to Canada in a long time, actually.
Beautiful. It's beautiful here.
It is beautiful. I live right, dude. I literally can see it when I look outside. I go outside. I Lake Erie right there, and I can see across to Canada. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. London, Ontario is right across, and I get some of their radio stations. Good shit.
Yeah.
They'd be rocking.
Love to move to Florida. It'd be great.
Yeah, Florida would be cool. I gotta say,
Montana, Florida.
I live in a small little town. You know what I mean? I live in like a small little town. But
way to go.
Cost of living is super cheap. And I have everything I need really close to me. And when you have a family or whatever, you just want to make sure everybody's like, God, you know what I mean? You don't want to be doing anything crazy in case any. Yeah. So it just makes sense to be in a small town where the money goes further. The money goes a lot further in a small town, I guess, is what
my money goes to Carney's pockets, which he gives to you guys.
Well, then we give
He's giving $1 trillion to America.
Well, we give it to other people too. So.
Oh yeah, he's doing that too. He's doing that. He's sending it.
Yeah. We send it to where it's definitely needed. So.
Yeah,
we're all pretty pleased with that.
Taking care of your own people first.
Yeah, I saw something the other day that said the entire Earth, right? Every single country on Earth is something like $315 trillion in debt when you add up all the debt.
Interesting.
So the question is like, what the fuck? Who do we owe the money to?
Just print more.
Right?
Yeah.
That's absolute insanity, man.
Print more.
315 trillion with a T in debt. 315 trillion?
Money's not even real.
It isn't real.
It's not even real.
I saw something the other day, and this is kind of interesting little rabbit hole. I saw a video the other day that claims that money, the first thing that because here's what's interesting is like some of the first dated historical things that we have talks about money. So money already existed before like the longest stuff that we can get back
to be gold.
Well, even before it was gold, there was just notes. So I'll send you this really interesting
IOUs.
But it was, and it was IOUs to stop blood feuds mostly. So it was used by royalty and different countries to strike an agreement after a conflict that would then make it okay to go back home. Basically, like one of the problems with the war is you go and it's expensive, people die, and then you come home and the people are like, why do we go to that fucking war, right? And you have to like let your people know like we got something out of this, which is what makes it tricky to end some of the conflicts that are going on right now, right? But yeah, so that's where a lot of those that's where like money kind of comes from.
So we had the barter system in Canada where it was all Native Americans that owned this place, and we had the dudes over from freaking UK whatever came over here, and they're like, hey, they started trading. It was a barter system. They traded obviously alcohol. They traded which they called firewater. They traded beaver pelts. They traded pots and pans. They traded shit, and eventually money came into being money. But it really started as a barter system. Like, hey, you give me this, I'll give you that.
Yeah,
and I mean,
there's some evidence that it ramps up a lot when. So do you know how like military changed a lot like after Napoleon, where like before Napoleon, war was mostly fought by like the elite class, like the rich people, and after Napoleon war, I mean that's what he's kind of known for, like changing the rules of engagement, because he was like, I'll kill your officers, you know what I mean, like all kinds of crazy shit. So after war changes to mostly having like peasant or poor people or serfs, there was a lot of the invention of money around that time as a way to subsidize people or give them the ability to spend as they would then, go to war to fight for the country or whatever. So yeah, there's some really interesting theories about like what money actually was, because of course the barter thing is true, but there's a lot of sociologists that push back on the idea that money comes from a barter system, because it actually probably comes more from control systems. Barter is a system of like actual fair trade, whereas money is usually found in shady elite people doing shady stuff.
We traded people too.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a trade as old as time, But
gladiator, for example.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting, man. This idea of money that we've always just had and we just accept it. It might be going away too.
Well, then there's crypto, there's gold, there's actual, precious metals that you can invest in, and I feel like those hold. I mean, look at gold. Gold was $2,500 an ounce, I think, just a month ago, and now it's at over $4,000 an ounce within a month.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a bunch of silver, dude. I got silver right here because we kind of stock silver just in case like things go to shit or whatever. Oh, silver's looking mighty good right now too.
Is it? I thought it dropped.
Last time I checked, it was looking good. It was like close to 50 an ounce. Once it hits 50 an ounce,
fuck out of no way, really?
Yeah. Once it hits 50 an ounce, it's probably gonna take off.
It's at 50 right now.
It's pretty close to 50 an ounce. Yeah. Last time I checked.
No way.
I'm gonna be so depressed if it did drop now. Anyway, I got a lot of silver. Hey, you got some gold? I got some silver, baby. What was I saying?
Yeah, I got both.
Oh,
dude, that's crazy. It's 52.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, and I mean, it looks. I mean, I think it's probably going to take off even more, to be honest. But
interesting.
Yeah, but point is, with all the turmoil in the world, I mean, the reason silver's up, the reason gold's up is because there's so much financial instability. The stuff that happened on Friday with China and the tariffs and everything, right? Markets crashed, crypto crashes. And with AI and a lot of like kind of uncertainty about where things go if superintelligence happens, we could be seeing the end of money. You know what I mean? Like, and the point I was trying to make is like money didn't always exist, guys. Societies have existed without money throughout our recorded history and definitely prehistory. So
we'll be happy to hear that.
Yeah, that's true.
The Republic credits are no goodie.
Post money. Wouldn't that be wild? Like a post money world, bro. Imagine like a post labor, post
crypto
money,
and like gold and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, what if it's like Star Trek? You know, that's what Bradbury was.
What's Star Trek like?
Roddenberry. There's no money. The replicators make everything, unlimited resources. So the reason they go into Star Force and the reason they explore is because there's kind of like nothing else to do. Like there's no reason to have a career. Nobody needs any money. So you try to help consciousness. The reason the Federation goes out there to preserve life is because we've reached the end of our civilization. We're in a utopia. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that be lit?
It'd be cool.
I mean, it'd be a lot faster to read super chats. I'll tell you that.
Because they'd be free.
Well, they wouldn't be there.
You just don't read them.
Yeah, hell yeah. We'd be like, well, we ain't read that shit. But yeah, no, it's a wild times, my brother. Wild times. It's an awesome time to be alive. You know, see how the world's changing. Yeah, beam me up.
Yeah, beam me up. I'm ready.
Beam me up, Yoda.
Yeah. Do you think you'll ever stop engaging with these Twitter folk?
You mean like today or just like in general?
Like you just post what you post and you just dip.
Post and goes? I mean, I kind of like getting a little messy.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
You waste too much life.
Oh no, it absolutely is. But I mean, you know, so's a cigarette and motherfuckers like to smoke. Shit.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I get probably the same amount of dopamine as other people do. But I'm also a shyster, dude. Like I kind of like that, you know, ruffle the feathers a little.
I'm so over it.
I get it. No, it's good. It's good.
What up, Tony? What up, Tim? A Monday off in Nerd Theory. Let's go. Excited for this Nerd Theory. Hope you guys are having a good Monday. Oh, and yeah, of course, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone in Canada. I didn't even know it was Thanksgiving. And then,
it's Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
So. Well, it kind of seems like y'all don't got much to be grateful for anyway, so who cares, right?
Yeah, you tell me. Be careful. Might go to jail for saying that.
Oh, shit, dude. No! They'll probably send you to jail for something I said, dude. Just like the fuck.
Probably. They'll be like, it was on your channel.
Dude,
you're a Canadian company.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah.
Kearney, no. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep. It's crazy.
What up, Rossi? What up?
Yeah. If you commit a hate crime, if you post a meme or you say something that incites something that the government doesn't like, if you protect yourself from home invasion, if you what the fuck else? I don't know. Misgender someone, you go to jail.
That's crazy.
Years. That's
crazy.
I think.
Yeah.
You always got to end it with "I think," because then they can't say shit in court. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Welcome to Canada.
Yep.
Star Wars isn't great right now, but Tron Ares was dope. I heard it was ass.
Yeah, it's bombing big time.
I heard it was ass.
It's bombing big time. What up, McBreezy? How you living, dog?
Oh, thanks, Bailey. That's nice of you.
Thank you. That's very sweet. Yep.
Thanks, McBreezy. Thanks, Joshua.
What's up, Zuhair? Zuhair. We don't talk about the female custodies here.
What's up, Zach? What's up, Zuhair again?
Sorry.
What's up, boys? I work at Reese's, so if either of you like PB cups, or like actual Reese's.
Wow, that's wild.
You know, I love Reese's peanut butter cups. I used to love them as a kid, but they use freaking canola oil. So you tell them to get that shit out of there.
What's wrong with that? It's bad?
It's ass.
Why?
Inflammatory. Very inflammatory to your cells.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Especially when it's fucking heat up. What up, AJK? My sister was a Star Wars fan all my life. George created Star Wars for everyone, and Disney redesigned the franchise for no one.
Hey, I like that. I won't argue with that.
Hello, mates. It's fun fact time. It was Vincent Price who encouraged Sir Alec Guinness to play as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Didn't know that, Tim.
That's cool to know. That's good to know.
You did the stream tonight. What up, dude?
What up?
What up, Hood?
What up?
Happy Thanksgiving, my friend. Happy Thanksgiving, man. Wasn't Courtship of Princess Leia a romance novel?
No. It's probably YA.
Like the fan AI movies on YouTube, way more than Disney. Yeah, they're good. They're getting crazy nowadays. You seen this?
No, that's something I got to spend an afternoon on, man. I really haven't checked too much of it out.
It's insane, Josh. Look at this, for example. Like literally, it just popped up right now.
How many have died because of my actions?
You have been loyal to a greater cause.
I betrayed everyone and everything I know. You have gone too far.
I don't know what you mean.
Qui-Gon Jinn, you allowed Maul to kill him.
You lost an apprentice, and so did I. All in service of our greater goals. The galaxy will not be remade without sacrifice.
He could have been a powerful ally.
For you, perhaps.
You question my loyalty.
Always.
I have done everything you asked.
And I will ask more of you if we are to succeed.
Cypher Diaz, Camino, the clones. I betrayed everyone and everything I know.
No, you have been loyal to a greater cause.
How many
I
have
think that's the
died
beginning.
because of my actions?
So good,
okay. So yeah, it's certainly getting a lot better. I mean, there's all kinds of uncanniness there, but I think the rendering it's pretty crazy what it's able to do.
Better than the Acolyte.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's gonna be pretty cool, man. Did you see what no, it's not Del Toro. It was
Guillermo
the guy.
Del Toro.
No, it wasn't Del Toro. It was the guy that made the Mad Max movies. George Miller. Did you see what he said about AI recently? Because he's like doing an AI like film festival and like judging an AI film festival. And he's like, yeah, it's obviously going to be the useful, like the next tool or whatever. But I think what I'm really interested in seeing is when actual artists begin to use the tech. Did you ever see the movie that the guy that made Pi and The Fountain, all of those movies? I'm blanking on his name right now, but he made an AI movie that's like actually touched my heart. Yeah, it's like 6-7 minutes long or whatever. And it's like it makes you feel things, as opposed to some of this stuff, which is cool, but it's just interesting, right? It's just like, oh yeah, that is interesting that tech can do that. But like when an actual artist or a storyteller can use that tech.
Well, and now they've signed an AI actress, actually signed it to a studio, like a agency, which is insane to me. But I want to make a point of showing this. Look at how fast technology has grown. This is 1 year ago.
That's just loud. It's very loud.
It's loud.
It was a little loud. Yeah, I think it's fascinating, man. But the thing is, like, I think a lot of the conversations around it right now are kind of like moot, meaning when AI is so good that it's indistinguishable, then we're really
That's
talking, right?
that's the problem I'm starting to have now. It's that I'll be watching, let's say, a TikTok video, and I'm like halfway through, I don't even know it's AI until I start reading the comments, and I'm like, oh, holy shit, this is
Yep.
actually AI. You
Yep.
seen the Jake Paul stuff?
Yeah. Now, look, it's
That looks real, dude.
oh, dude, I've seen
You
all
can
sorts of
tell
stuff. Mhm,
that there's
mhm.
something off.
Yeah.
But what the fuck is AI going to be in a year from now? It's going to be like you and it might be a nerd theory show, but it's going to be the complete inverse, talking about how great the Acolyte was.
So consider this. This is kind of an interesting thing that I've been thinking about with the tech, right? Is imagine a high fidelity rendering that is me looking exactly like this. Okay. But tomorrow I don't quite look like this. My hair is a little bit different. Maybe my skin is a little bit different. Maybe my voice sounds a little bit different, right? You've experienced this a lot as a YouTuber. It's like you'll record a video and then you add something to it and you're like, God damn, it doesn't match up. I'm the same person. Like, what's the deal here, right? I'm really fascinated on what it's going to be like when digital cameras rendering in real time is affected by AI, because like it's kind of like already happening in a sense where there's Snapchat filters and people having VR avatars, right? What do they call them? The
Oh yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I know
The
what you're saying. Yeah.
those VR chat bot
whatever.
people or whatever. Well, what's going to happen though when it's like, oh, I actually like what I look like today. I want to lock that in. I'd like to look like that for the rest of the week. And then you're like looking like that. It might get to a point in reality where most of what we're seeing is not actual base reality anymore.
Well, yeah, it'll be like Ready Player One.
Yeah. Yeah, but even more, it'll be more
headset.
Yeah, well, you might not need the headset. You'll probably need the headset for a while still, but like there'll probably be sort of an AR real world hybrid thing going on, which is to say that you'll be just, walking around in your normal life, but there's this now AR layer of devices, advertisements for sure, and all sorts of stuff. But then there'll probably be pure VR, which is a little more like Ready Player One, where you plug in and you're fully immersed.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think that the AI conversation right now, because I just saw some people in chat that are like, oh, we don't want AI and all that sorts of. That conversation is like it's just a fleeting moment, because I understand the conversation in this moment, but it's going to become so irrelevant so fast that it's really not worth even engaging in that conversation, because there's never been an emerging technology that the dinosaurs were able to keep around. Never. Just not how we run as humans. And when you look at what we value, convenience is king. This will take over.
Oh yeah, of course it will.
So it's just like
whether you want it to or not.
Yeah, we're just really along for the ride, man.
Yeah. What's in the shake? Bro, I literally woke up. I threw 2 scoops of whey protein isolate. I threw but banana wasn't ripe, so I didn't have banana. What the fuck else did I put in there? Creatine, cacao powder, ice and water. Pretty basic.
Pretty basic, dude. How could you be so basic?
I don't know, basically. Hey, Theory, I'm looking to start a podcast. What software do you and Josh use for these shows? We use StreamYard. Best of luck, Pogman. They can't make true Star Wars, so they try romance and or shit.
I agree.
So, like, I would be on your level if they were making that book into a show.
I get you, brother. I think
200 mil, and I'm like,
yep, I get it. Totally get where you're at with it. I guess maybe it just rings a little bit more to me because it's like, again, the idea that I cover a lot of different brands, and basically every single one of them, the idea of a romance novel is absurd because I'm a dude and I mostly got into dude brands. And I know, we've had the conversation about Star Wars. It's a nuanced conversation. Ultimately, I still think it's a dude brand. You know what I mean? Like you think it's for everybody. That's fine. I think it's technically for everybody, but it's really for dudes. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. So
yeah, I think I really do think it's just a good story and
Yeah.
whoever wants to gravitate towards it will. Bob Iger did say that it was primarily with a 94% male dominant fandom.
Yeah,
Okay?
George said it was for 12-year-old boys. He didn't say 12-year-old girls. He said 12-year-old boys. But it's everybody.
Changed his tune later on and said
He
a lot of
did.
other
He
stuff.
did.
But
you're absolutely right about that. Yeah, he said a lot of stuff.
yeah, especially as the times changed. But I frankly, I don't know. I don't think it has a specific, like, I hate the idea that Kathleen said the Force is female. Like, it really angers me.
Yeah.
But then it would have angered me as well if someone said the Force is male, because it's like, well, I love my mom, she was into Star Wars too. And it's like, what about all the, and then seeing all of the young and old women females that come up to me at booths and talk about how they love Star Wars. And it's like, well, what about them?
Do you think those women, because I think women, so this is going to sound, look, obviously I don't really give a fuck what people think about me, but I'll tell you my honest thoughts on it. It's a little controversial, but I'll tell you my honest thoughts on that.
Well, that's my world. Controversial.
My honest thoughts on that are just that at one time there was probably an appropriate number of female Star Wars fans. And what I really mean by that, because it sounds gross. It sounds gross when you say it, right? But just unpack what I'm actually saying. What I'm saying is that when Star Wars was actually treated the way that it should be, there were natural barriers to entry for some females that maybe like romance novels and shit. And that's fine. What Disney did was try to break down some of those barriers for commercial reasons. I think it's bullshit.
Oh, well, of course, Disney they're not focusing on, they're not using Star Wars to tell a great story anymore. They're using it as a conduit to push politics and gender ideology.
Right. Yeah. So that's bad. You know what I mean?
Of course it's bad, but them doing that in a off-brand romance novel like that's not. I'm just like, what the fuck? That doesn't even.
It's not the hill you want to die on.
Radar.
Yeah, it's not the hill you want to die on. It turned me sexist. So we're just different. It's just, hey, different strokes, different folks, man.
Yeah, but yeah. Look, I still believe that I don't think Star Wars particularly aligns itself with a certain gender. I think it aligns itself with just a good story. And if boys want to gravitate towards that, great, because the main guy is a guy, then fine. But if girls want to gravitate towards that, then great. Frankly, I agree that I think in the first 6 films, there could have been a female character who also had the Force and a lightsaber. I think that probably would have drawn in more women. But then I would argue and play devil's advocate, would it?
Well, frankly, if you look at dude, it's funny because, like, dude, I'm just taking my fucking heels in, because I really believe it. Like,
no,
I really authentically feel it. You know what I mean?
Yes, let's go, dude. As the master of controversy for fucking breathing, I'm here for you.
So if you look at Marvel, right, and you look at the diversity demos, and you're talking about women, race, age, really is mostly what you're looking at there. What's really interesting is if you look at sort of the fall off of Marvel, what really happened was women and a lot of other like younger, like basically the core older comic book head males stuck around. It's basically like a lot of other people that left. The irony is that those people, the demos they were trying to expand, actually shrunk when they changed the thing to cater to the small group. Because the truth was, those people were having a good ass time with it before they did that. Mm-hmm. There just always happens to be a group of folks that fuck with a thing, even though maybe it's not like that's what the group that we were going after per se, but like people just like it. So, what you were saying about the old Star Wars, quotas of female fans. When I used to go to comic book conventions back in the day, there were a lot of female fans, for sure. But there's obviously more of them now, percentage per capita, right? And but there's less males.
Yeah, I think there's less males because they don't have any actual masculine male characters anymore.
Yeah, so they did 2 things, which we've talked about. We both know what it is, but they did 2 things. So they number one did try to cater to this female group, and then number 2 they kind of fucked up servicing the male fans that were already there that liked the shit, right? So that's a 2-pronged thing. Yep.
My thoughts are, look, let me go on record to say that the problem isn't Daisy Ridley. The problem isn't Rey. The problem isn't Osha and May. The problem is that these characters, who so happen to be female, have probably the most dog water, asshole, butt cheeks storytelling and writing I have ever come across in my life. Not only that, but you couple it with a lineage of legacy characters that have been built for 40 plus years and castrate them, make them an absolute shit character, regress them to even before we ever met them. They're even more garbage. Dilute them entirely and then kill them off.
Yeah.
To bolster this new character, which is written like dog water, ass, blah, blah, blah. The two combined are going to make you absolutely fucking hate this new character.
Yeah.
The problem is that these new wave Star Wars fans want to blame that and completely ignore what it's done to the mythos and blame that on politics. Oh, you must be right wing because you dislike this, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck are you even saying?
But see, that's
you must
the
be
spirit.
Sexist, you must be racist. Get the hell out of here. Do you have zero ability to comprehend what these writers, I use that term loosely, what these writers have done with this beautiful story that has transcended generations?
Yeah, but
they're incapable of doing that. And so therefore, why would I waste my time on Twitter?
Yeah, no,
it's a cesspool of those people.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's just like, that's why, to be like, I'm with what you're saying, but that's part of why I actually do want to be on Twitter. It's part of why I actually do want to be vocal, because I think these people for so long, I think these people I think there's a large group of fans that literally should have been shamed out of Star Wars. And I think that there is a group of fans, and I do think there's a lot of female fans that, I've saw them today, that are toxic and terrible for the franchise. And I do think the fandom would literally be better if they fucked off, dude. Like, literally. Because here's the thing that, like, I think maybe this is where
and I agree in that sense. If I can interrupt, I agree in that sense that a lot of people who are Star Wars fans today aren't necessarily Star Wars fans. They're using it as a shtick, like what Disney is using it to do, which is to push politics and push gender ideology instead of just pushing a good story. And so you have a lot of these weekend fans that come in and they're trying to say, "Oh, I stand up for this, I stand up for that." It's got nothing to do with that,
right? But
you're coming into something that's a freaking nerd story, a space sci-fi fantasy, and you're trying to inject all of these politics and this bullshit, and you're trying to color one sect of the fandom as this, that, and the other, when it's completely irrelevant.
But I feel like, and maybe my approach isn't getting us there either, but I feel like there's nothing that's getting us to like the next stage of this. Everybody knows what it is. Everybody knows what's happened. So what happens next? You know what I mean? And on the one hand, it's like, maybe you just do your thing and, you focus on the Star Wars you love, and you kind of...
No.
Yeah.
The only way for things to change is to get competent writers to make great Star Wars, or it's to get fans who create amazing Star Wars projects, fan films. These little AI bullshit, whatever, that is resurrecting a certain amount of fans who never would be inclined to ever return to the franchise whatsoever. My fucking fan fiction videos do that, let alone these actual little AI videos that these Star Wars creators are creating. My Vader fan film, I am 100% positive it will resurrect people from the fucking long dead that pushed Star Wars aside after all of the bullshit that Disney did to alienate them, and it will bring them back. I truly believe that the only way to rid this dark time in Star Wars is to create good Star Wars. The light will shine through. I truly believe this.
I don't know that I completely agree, because I don't know that, like, I guess what I would say is this. I think it's possible the damage is so bad and it's gone so much further than most people even fully understand, that even good Star Wars for a sizable amount of time might not even be enough. Now, eventually, if you had just straight quality and it was fire, eventually, yes, you'd kind of like begin to kind of win some people back over, and people would be like this. But like, I'm telling you right now, Marvel is going through this weird thing this year where like they legitimately made 2 really good movies. They made one that was dog shit, but they made 2 that were really good. They bombed, brother. They bombed because it actually doesn't matter that they're good because people are so burnt out and so
Apathetic.
mad.
It's
so
like,
but that's what I'm saying is
me
like,
with this
I don't,
book.
right. But I guess all I'm trying to say is that I don't think the way out of where we're at with all of that level of apathy is just to make good Star Wars or even to just put it on the fans, because I think that like you're absolutely right that fan fiction could really do a lot for fans. And I don't want to take anything away from that because it's beautiful and it would empower people and it's going to make them feel good. It's going to give them a connection to Star Wars that they used to otherwise have. But I do think it's fair to talk about trillion-dollar companies and hundreds of millions of dollars and IP that's reaching millions of eyeballs. Star Wars is still a massive fucking brand that even right now on its 3rd leg, 5 years past its prime, with half of its brain matter missing, is still so viable that it can outperform certain Marvel shows in the prime time. So Star Wars is still getting like it's shit. I guess what I'm saying is I'm sick of it being a lol cow, and I don't think that just saying if they just make good stuff, like I'm dead ass telling you, I don't agree that that's going to be enough.
I think it will be enough because what it does, it opens a portal to what is timeless, which is the first 6 films that George made. When you are able to hit on those same dormant beats that George created within us, it's like he created these cells that only bind to a certain hormone, and this hormone is Star Wars. And if you create something that hits on those beats, that binds to those cells that George made, it will revitalize your feeling for what George created. Not the new shit. But if you have beats that, it's like Mando season 2, there were certain beats. It wasn't perfect, but there were certain beats that really did tread on what George created. And that's what the fandom was the most back it had ever been since The Last Jedi.
Yeah, no, we're just gonna have to agree to disagree on this.
You
Because
say your piece.
No worries. I mean, I get what he's saying. I mean, I guess I'm curious what you guys think, because look, I'm saying in a sense that if they just try to act like nothing is wrong, because that's their plan, guys. Like that's the Lucasfilm plan, is we're going to act like nothing's wrong and we're just going to make movies and we're building up the Rey time period and now Rey's going to be Obi-Wan and we're just doing all the Rey movies and it's fine. Okay. And I'm telling you, like, and maybe it's foolish, but I think that if we don't scream our fucking heads off and signal as much as possible right now that this is not what we want, we only have ourselves to blame when ultimately it's what they do and what they execute on. And I think it's gonna be really, really bad. So I don't know, man. I'm curious as to what you guys think about it. I'm curious as to what you guys think. Ride that fence, bro. I'll die on this fence. Josh is right. Disney selling would be the only thing to do. I see some people agree with me. I see some people agree with Theory. I mean, it's an interesting conversation, right? I look, I like the conversation. Like I said, guys, I kind of like the chaos. So I kind of like stirring the pot and being a little shyster about it. But I think it's a good conversation. I think it's a fun one to have. And I knew it would be abrasive and a little like, but at the same time, good, so.
All right.
Mixed opinions, man. Some people thinking I'm right. Some people thinking you're right. It's definitely interesting.
On what? That Star Wars can't ever come back?
That the way back is just quality, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, we both agree on that.
Oh, no, I don't agree with you on that.
Oh, you think it's dead?
No, I think it needs more than quality to come back. I think it needs messaging that it's different. I think, yeah, because at the end of the day, like, Star Wars is going to just act like nothing is wrong, right? Like, that's their plan. That's been their plan.
Talk to me about this.
Well, that's just what they do. It's a Disney philosophy, but it's bled into Star Wars overall. So as we talked about last week, they've never even really acknowledged the downfall. Disney's never really even acknowledged the downfall. I think the romance novel is just coming out of a philosophy that they're like, nothing's wrong here. We just turned Star Wars into a girl brand. What's the big fucking deal? Of course we're going to do a romance novel now, right? So, like, that's what it is.
But can we then can we, to play devil's advocate, can we argue that when they create the third Jedi Fallen Order game, because the main guy's a guy, are we going to say then they've turned it into a boy brand? Like, can people say, oh, why is he a guy?
No, they would absolutely say this is probably more male appealing, and that's a good thing because the majority of Star Wars fans are male. That's what I would say. Like that, I would literally say that.
Yes.
So, I would definitely double down on that. Yeah. And I would also argue that although there have been incredible games, like, dude, there's dude bro games. It's not as simple as is this male or female, because it's more like who is this appealing to? Is this appealing to like the male fantasy, the male gaze, or is this appealing to like the female gaze and all that sort of stuff, right? That's really determines more of like what is going on. I would argue plenty of movies that have a female lead that are actually super dude bro coded. So like including Alien, the game Oni back in the day, the game Perfect Dark. Like, dude, there's been incredible. Like, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, is this game or is this experience appealing to male sensibilities or female sensibilities? That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
My thought process is I don't attach gender to it if it's appealing to male, appealing to female. Because at the end of the day, a human, male or female, will like a good heroic story because we all want that. We all want to connect with that. We all want to affiliate.
I just don't agree with that. I just don't agree with that.
You don't think that a man and a woman would want to see the same kind of heroic journey in a story?
I think there are some stories that have appeal, broadly speaking, to both male and females. Those are 4 quadrant stories that are like, they're very good and mass appeal, and there's certainly stories like that. But then there are stories that are male coded, and then there are stories that are female coded.
Sure, like Barbie, for example.
Of course. So when you put on Saturday morning cartoons or whatever, right?
Yeah.
What were the shows? What'd you watch?
X-Men, Batman, Ninja Turtles, Dragon Ball Z. I mean, but I was a little bit older at that point, I guess.
So those shows were designed for young boys.
Pokemon.
You know this, right? But some young females still liked them, right? Like that's what we're saying.
Well, okay, so let's take Ninja Turtles for example.
Yeah. You know the 2 dudes that made it, the 2 young kids.
No,
you know the story about it. Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, and they're literally 2 young kids drawing fun, dope, male fantasy shit, bro. You know what I mean? Yes. Like, and then they made this comic. Yeah.
Okay. So. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't disagree on my Saturday morning cartoons that they were geared more towards boys. Sure. Yeah, compared to My Little Pony or Teletubbies or Barbie.
Yeah. Now, right. And I think you could make the argument that maybe Star Wars is a little bit more gender neutral than something like even maybe TMNT.
100%. 100%.
You could make that argument. And I would probably have to concede that point, like that's fair. But I would still argue that Star Wars is still, and maybe not even by design, but more by circumstance, because I think just the vast majority of people that actually spent money engaging in the brand just happened to be male. So I don't know exactly how that happened, right? But I'm just saying, like, that's the reality of like what it is to me, like I think it's pretty simple, dude. Like, I don't think it's that complicated.
I don't think we're disagreeing on anything here. What are we disagreeing on?
No, we're not necessarily disagreeing. It's just that when I stated that I thought certain things were male coded or certain things were female coded, you would sort of push back and said you didn't think of story in that terms. And you said, I just think people like good stories. I feel that's an overgeneralization and kind of like a straw man, because it's like, while that's technically true, it doesn't really say anything. And it certainly doesn't address the point I'm making, which is that certain types of IP is created for male audiences mostly.
I fully agree certain types of IP are, but I don't think Star Wars particularly positions itself for one gender over another. I think now with the sequel trilogy, it definitely does.
Right,
it positions itself more so for females.
But doesn't that by its nature sort of, because thoughts are so beautiful, life, like the mind is so beautiful. So what you just said kind of reveals the truth that there was a version of Star Wars that was less female coded that you prefer.
I wouldn't say less female coded. I would say
But
it
you
was
just
more
said they tried
neutral.
Right, but that's kind of a cop out because you're saying it became neutral by leaning
It's
more
not
in
a
a
cop-out.
direction.
No, it's not a cop out. It is gender neutral. I would say the Force is gender neutral with George's Star Wars versus
But that's still
focusing more on the Force is female with the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, but gender neutral is still more female appealing than male coded. Yes.
Female appealing.
So if you go
Well,
from
then
something that's
could you say it's
hardcore
also
male,
could you say it's also male appealing in that sense if it's gender neutral? It's neutral. It's balanced. It's telling a good story. It's not supposed to focus on one gender over the other.
No, let me say it to you like this. It's like a spectrum. Okay. So on the one hand, we have super male coded, right? And then let's say we have super female coded on the other end. Okay. And then in the middle, we have gender neutral, which is what you're describing. Okay.
Which is what George made. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's the disagreement we have. I would argue, and I'll try to pull this out. God, you can't even see this shit. But the point is, like, so if this is really male, okay, and this is middle, and then this is female, you might think Star Wars is like right here, whereas I think it's much closer to there. It's much more closer to male centric. But either way, what happened from both of our perspectives is it went more in this direction. You agree? It went more right. So we're basically saying the same thing. It's just the degree to which we think it ebbed and flowed, right?
No, I don't think we're saying the same thing because you're positioning it as I'm saying Star Wars is focused on females more so than what George created. Like, what do you like?
No. The difference is we are saying the same thing, and the difference is where we think Star Wars fell on that spectrum. You think it was pretty gender neutral when George made it.
Yeah, I don't think that he had any sort of...
Yeah, so we disagree with that because I think it was actually still pretty male-coded, but more gender neutral than maybe something like TMNT or Dragon Ball or something like that, right? So we disagree. Right, so we disagree with where it's at on that chart, but we still have it, generally speaking, not super male-coded and not totally gender neutral, right?
For George's.
Yes.
Because we have to separate them. They're not the same.
Yeah, no, I agree. We're talking about George's right now. Yeah.
Okay.
So we agree, but we disagree with where it's at the chart. But generally speaking, we agree that it was on the left side of the chart, towards male oriented. You think very gender neutral. I think not that. Right?
I don't even think of it as gender neutral. I think of it more so as that's not even what George's focus was. It was to tell a story.
But you have to engage with the ideas that I'm presenting to have the conversation. So like from that perspective, you agree or you feel like it was close to gender neutral, but not like completely gender neutral, right?
I don't have to engage with... No. George didn't have an idea. He didn't make Star Wars say, I'm going to cater to only boys. He said, I'm going to make a cool story. That was it.
Yeah, so
and then now he changes it, and he's like, oh no, Leia was the main character, which I don't think so. I think Luke was, but he changes it now.
When did he say that?
Oh, I'll prop it up.
I've never heard him say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand what the disagreement is. I feel like you're unable. It's like one. So we don't have a disagreement. What just happened then?
What are we disagreeing on here? I'm very confused.
You don't want to engage with the idea that George made Star Wars male coded. And I'm saying to you,
please define male coded.
For males. It's for males mostly.
How did he do that?
By having male protagonists, by having the hero's journey, which has a very masculine appeal, adventure stories, Buck Rogers, all the stuff that's in Star Wars comes from male centric material.
So are you saying then that women can't?
Wait, are you trying to put words in my mouth? Are you trying to put words in my mouth?
You're trying to put words in my mouth.
No. So you just said you're trying to say, and
so
then
are you trying to say?
What am I trying to say?
Women can't connect with the original trilogy because it is more male coded.
Why do you think I said? Why do you think that's what I said?
Well, because you're saying it's male coded, which means that it's more for a male audience.
Yes, that is true. Yeah. It's the leap of saying that it's inaccessible to women. It is accessible to women, but naturally more accessible to male because it's male coded. It's male-coded material.
I don't know. I fail to see where it's male-coded, where it's versus female-coded. I mean, it's not a fucking Barbie show, but
Yeah,
I
that's a start,
still
yeah.
I don't look. I don't see it because my mom was very into Star Wars just as much as my dad, and the amount of people that I see and meet are, I would say, pretty equal between male and female.
Okay.
But I would agree with you that the sequel trilogy, yes, is positioning itself more towards female dominance versus male.
Yeah, so like all the way back to 5 minutes ago, what I was trying to get at was we agree there. We just disagree with what direction is, but either way, it's going towards more female centric. You're saying you think it went from gender neutral to female centric.
Yes.
I'm saying it went from male centric to female centric.
Right.
That's
so
the
that's
whole point
okay.
I was
So that's
trying to
where we
get.
disagree with. Right. So take a look at this.
I said, who do you think the heroes
When
are
was
in those
this?
films?
This was
What do you
maybe a
think
year or
Princess
two ago.
Leia was? She is the head of the rebellion. She's the one that's taking this young kid that doesn't know anything and this boisterous, I know everything guy who can't do anything and trying to save the rebellion with these clowns. I said, she's the hero of the movie. And it's the same thing with Queen Amidala. Even though she has Jedi on her side, she was still the hero prime mover. And they said, well, but there's no women, you know. I said, you can't just put a woman in pants and expect her to be a hero. You know, they can wear dresses, they can wear whatever they want. It's their brains and their ability to think and do and plan and be logistical. And, you know, that's what the hero is. They said, there's no...
Right.
That is pretty wild. I feel like he was kind of on one with that. I think he went too far.
How so?
How so? I'm mad. It's no girls allowed. Yeah. So I don't know, Uncle George.
Yeah. I guess we disagree in the sense that I think the original trilogy wasn't made with any sort of gender in mind. I think George was just creating a story that he wanted to tell. I think he saw him. I think Luke Skywalker is him, is himself. I think George is telling the story of himself and playing on the themes. And he's even said this. He said that his most favorite moment in all of Star Wars is in Episode 4 when Luke is looking out to the twin suns and he's wondering where his next adventure is going to be. And he says that is me. He said this in the back of a old publication from Lucasfilm.
I love that scene.
Yeah. So for me, every time I would watch Star Wars, I saw myself in Luke, but I don't ever think, and maybe this is because of my own maybe knowing too much about the behind the scenes or how George intended to write Star Wars, it's that he never, and he says this so many times, he never intended for it to be for one gender over the other. And so I have to go and continue with what George said there and fall in line with that.
Totally get it, man. Yeah, we just disagree. Like, you know what I mean? And it's fine. Like, we can disagree about this. I think at the end of the day, the thing that we do agree with is really like the more important thing. And that is that they did take it in a direction that is not representative of the way that George would have done it. And I think as long as we can find common ground on that and, you know, wish that they would do better in that direction, I think that's what it is. There's a part of me, though, and I do think that, you know, I think other fans feel this as well. I mean, I bet a lot of people in chat feel this as well too, where it is sort of kind of getting to a place though where, like, so for instance, I have a big problem with this in Marvel as well, right? And they get hit for the MCU and having all these female characters, which again is like, it was obvious they did it to appeal to females, totally obvious,
right?
But it didn't work, and a lot of them suck. And you know, the problem, like with Marvel, it kind of presents itself in this way. So when I watched Daredevil Born Again, right, which came out earlier this year, I was really upset about it. But part of why I was so fucking upset about it was because, like, Daredevil's stupid ass girlfriend named Heather was literally like lecturing this dude the whole fucking time, like in just the most atypical, like, you know, she knows best, like, kind of thing. And it really fucking irritated me, right? So that's
what all Star Wars and Marvel is today.
Right. So I hated it. I got really mad. But here's the point. Here's what I'm trying to say is I literally stopped watching Marvel Disney Plus shows. I skipped Ironheart. I skipped whatever the other one was. I skipped 2 shows. Okay. Then I see the trailer for Marvel Zombies. Okay. And dude, the trailer for Marvel Zombies looks cool. Like people are ripping heads off. Like it's so cool. It's so fun and all that. I sit down and watch it. And the 3 characters are Miss Marvel, Ironheart, and Kate Bishop.
Yep.
Brother, I'm furious. I can't have a normal fucking reaction to that anymore. I can't just be like, well, you know what? It's just the girls again. And, you know, it's fine. And it's just for the girls. No, I can't fucking handle it anymore. So the more that they try to act like nothing's wrong and just be like, it's the girls again and we're just hanging out. Like, dude, I'm so fucking over it. And I just can't have a passe reaction to it anymore. So, you know, I think the danger and like why it's irritating me and why I'm so fixated on it is because it's going to piss me off the next time. It's going to piss me off the next time. And then maybe the next time after that, I'm gone. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, like, I don't know how many more times I can show back up to this if this is really what's going to be. Certainly, if I catch wind that that's what it's going to be, I'm out. And I think you've seen plenty of that happen in Hollywood over the past couple of years. People have sort of wised up to what this bullshit is. So
I think we've been wising up since you and I personally since 2020. Well, really since The Last Jedi, I would say. But I was still quite hopeful they were going to pull something out of their ass, but they didn't.
I just feel, and I know you don't necessarily agree, and that's fine, but I just feel like it's actually now the time to scream the fucking loudest because Kathy's about to be gone, and I want Dave to have seen or to know, to talk to somebody that's like, yo, people are really not feeling Rey. People are really mad about some of this female shit. You know what I mean? Because it should change. I don't want more of this. You know, I want it to change.
So the whole idea about this female shit, I would say I'm tired of this bad story shit. Again.
But it's both. But it's both.
Or male. What they've done is they've positioned the sexes to battle each other because they've said, hey, look, here's Luke Skywalker. We're not going to give you the one that you've been hoping for. We're going to turn him into a weak figure who's now going to be superseded by this female who has no training, no actual logic of the Force or anything. She can get a Force vision, and she immediately has all of Kylo Ren's powers just by having a Force communication. She has no actual story, no lineage, nothing. And we're going to now siphon this character off to the side who literally is what you all came for, and we're going to now put her on the podium. And that's what people didn't like.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
She could have been a guy. People would have still been like, the fuck is this? This is ass, dude. How many male characters have we had in different IPs, different stories that people didn't connect with? Look what's happening with not Chris Hemsworth, but his brother right now with The Witcher after they replaced Henry Cavill. He's getting absolutely shat on.
Yep.
He's a guy. He's a white male. It's because the character is, the acting is shit. He doesn't properly. You disagree?
Well, it's actually not that. It's Cavill. It's just Cavill. People cannot
compare this dude. Right.
People just can't get down with him as the guy. And also because Cavill was literally smeared for some of the shit I'm talking about, and they tried to paint him as a sexist. It's just like, and dude, like I'll tell you some stuff offline. Because I know people that know Cavill. Let me just, and I'll just say that, brother, this isn't like
Gina dated him.
Yeah, no, for sure. This is not a thing of like, oh, they're kind of doing this thing and like, oh, dude, it's actually just stories aren't good. And that, like, unfortunately, brother, that's not what it is. There's an element here of actual people agendizing, of people wanting to besmirch and admonish masculinity and this stuff. And like for the longest time, I thought it was bullshit. And I thought people like Jeremy and Gary and some of these people, I thought they were ridiculous. And to be fair, some of them actually did probably lean in a little bit too hard, maybe when it wasn't even as bad, in my opinion. But it was almost like Hollywood was like, hey, hold my fucking beer, and went so fucking hard on this shit. And I'm just at a place where like I don't want to just act like we're chill, because we're not.
No one's acting.
And it shouldn't.
The reason I've been getting so much flack for so many years is because I've been so vocal about it. So I don't think either of us are acting. I think we've been talking about this shit for years.
I haven't. Not like this. Not to this level, you know, and I'm over it, brother. Like, I'm just at a place where
this romance novel was the breaking point.
No, not. I mean, it really pissed me off. Like, authentically, really pissed me off. But the truth is, the whole thing's been weird. Coming back to Star Wars has been weird. I was really checked out. You know what I mean? And then, to see what it is, and then like, the other thing too is like, I have this other show and I cover pop culture just generally speaking. It kind of sucks. Like, we roll up Monday morning, community's all excited after New York Comic-Con, and brother, I got nothing for you, Star Wars fans, except we're fucked still, and it's just really upsetting. You know what I mean? It's a really upsetting situation. So
I think you expected too much from New York Comic Con. I didn't expect anything. I didn't even know it was happening.
yeah, you didn't even know it was a thing. So like, your expectations were in the basement.
Yeah. Like I didn't, I don't expect them to reveal anything until what is the next celebration? When's that? Is that next year?
Oh, I don't know.
No, it's 27.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, no. They didn't reveal anything last year. Next year is just going to be 3 projects. Ahsoka season 2 will get some buzz. I don't think Mando and Grogu will do too well. I really don't.
No, I don't think so either. We'll see them.
I think the thing that will probably have even lower ratings than all of those, because it just has a smaller audience and because it's animated, but will have the most praise, is probably the Maul show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, a couple things that kind of depend. It depends on the lengths of the episodes. Depends on the lengths of the season.
20 minutes again.
That would hurt them pretty bad. If they're longer, the longer they are, the longer the season is, the better for the show's viewership. I don't know. I saw some interesting data on Bad Batch, actually. I'll have to track it down, but there was a very interesting stat I saw, which was like in the first quarter of 2024, or whatever year it was that Bad Batch season 3 came out. The viewership from Bad Batch accounted for like 11% of total viewership on the platform, which is kind of wild. Like, that's a lot of people watching that show in that first quarter. So, yeah, I don't know. There's, I think Star Wars.
Yeah, well, when you have nothing else to watch, I guess,
Yeah, but I just think that there's
Fat Mace.
Yeah, but the point is, it might not be as far gone as we think. Theory. Maybe we should fight harder.
It's not far gone. Like I've been saying, you just need to have good Star Wars. That's it. These fan projects, fan films, if they make something official that's good Star Wars, like Mando season 2, for example, or glimmers of it, it will open that window to what George created, and it will tell a good story. And what I'm trying to drive home is that we don't need to focus on one gender over the other. We need to focus on what George focused on, which is just telling a good story. Now, if that invites in more boys than girls, well, so be it, Jedi.
So
it doesn't. Who cares, But when you're positioning yourself, like what Kathy does with the sequels and every project after that, to focus more on women by not creating a well-written character and by shitting on the males, like with Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Boba, Kenobi, then you're going to get some pushback and be like, well, this feels weird. This feels like you're trying to alienate the men.
Yep.
And then they do it with Marvel too.
Not just
I mean, I think the last Marvel thing I watched, and not even all of it, was the She-Hulk.
You chose a bad one, dude. God
Why?
Damn. Why? What do you mean? Because she's like ultra feminist, super feminist chick from the first episode.
Right. Yes. That was the last one that I decided to watch, which I didn't.
Yeah, you picked like the worst possible one.
I wanted to see the Hulk, and then dude, it was just. I was like, I can't. This is just freaking ridiculous, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I mean is like even back then, dude, when She-Hulk first came out, like I kind of like the show's pretty shitty. Like I honestly feel like I was a little bit more of like what you're like tonight a little bit, right? Where you're like, no, it's really more about the quality. Which by the way, it's funny. You know who agrees with you about this is Eck. Eck agrees with you about this. I've actually argued with him about it because he also disagrees with me and thinks that it's more the story and it's less about like the female male coded thing or whatever, which is fine, dude. Like it's all good. We can disagree on that. But yeah, I think maybe I was a little bit more like you back in the day with even She-Hulk. And I feel like nowadays I would have went way harder because like the alternative was trying to be positive about whatever pieces you could. And Marvel didn't get a single message. All of the criticism was coming from the worst voices, so they ignored it. And then you just had this like total crazy fall off. And I'm like, fuck, I probably should have went a little harder on She-Hulk. You know what I mean? And so like, I don't know, man. I just think maybe I feel a little compelled to go a little harder about the romance novel.
The romance novel is going to be popping off, dude. We should read it.
We should read it on stream with only flashlights.
Yeah, why not?
Black out the thing. Yeah.
And we lay on our beds on our tummies with our feet up.
Yeah, definitely.
Candles in the background.
Yeah, definitely. Of course.
Why not, dude? Yeah.
No, I'm all about it. I'm all about having fun. I mean, I had fun tonight, but I know it's a little for some people, but it's I have a sick sense of humor, but I thought it was pretty funny. You know, one of the things I was telling Theory about this. I thought it was such a fun idea, and we would certainly have a good episode if we did this. Do you care if I tell him about the political thing, politics and Star Wars thing?
Political thing.
Did you see that? What I said to you? What I sent you? Imagine this, chat. Just imagine this, okay?
I'm forgetting now.
I'll pitch it to you right now. I think this would be so fun. Theory and I both with powdered.
Oh
wigs.
Yeah. I'm down.
Yeah. The powdered wigs, the mullets, so that we can say order, and then the whole stream was Star Wars always political? And we go over every quote that George ever gave about it. We probably argue a good bit, talk about different points. And we go over every little bit, and then we get wild as hell. We slam mallets and we say order in the court and say no girls allowed, dude. It would be perfect.
I love it.
Wouldn't that be fun, chat? That's the type of shit I'm on. New Digimon game. Okay.
My sister was a Star Wars fan all my life. George created Star Wars for everyone, and Disney redesigned the franchise for no one.
Yeah, we read that one.
Hey, dude, you should see what my mom says about Disney Star Wars today. I think and so many women that come to my booth in particular that I have talked to, and they're just like, don't listen to these weird Twitter people. Like, I'm a woman, and I'm telling you, it's even lost its way for me. And these are women with sons. These are women with obviously brothers, with fathers. They feel alienated themselves because they're like, the fuck is this?
So I'm assuming, because we didn't really talk about this, but I'm assuming you're not going to make a no girls allowed merch thing for Nerd Theory.
I'd be down.
Oh, you would, dude?
Of course.
Chat, would you guys buy a no girls allowed?
At the end of the day, when it comes to trolling, I think I win the prize there. I think I've trolled one too many times in my life.
Well, that's why we're good together. Because I like it too. I like to stir.
Yeah,
I have no hate. I have no hate in my heart though. I'm just being silly, guys.
No girls allowed. Nerd Theory. Fuck it.
Nerd Theory. No girls allowed.
Hilarious.
I could have like you and me on a fort, like looking outside of a fort of pillows or something.
Yeah, it would just like.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah, that'll go over well. Tearing through them, man. Well, yeah, we read these.
I was gonna say, yeah. Some of these
trying
are
to
old.
find it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Trying to find it.
Gotcha. Not only would I buy it, I would wear it just to make people look at me weird. Callisto! See, Callisto's one of the ones that's like, she gets a pass and she knows she gets a pass. Long time member of the community, always been in the boys club, always been hanging out with the nerds from back in the day. She's not one of these.
If you get the joke, you get the joke.
What
if
joke?
you're triggered, then
what joke?
No girls allowed. I'm reading.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Is the novel at least two people of the same species, or like that weird shiz that's popular on Amazon where a girl is milking minotaurs? What?
Oh, yeah. I was actually going to take it in an even worse direction tonight, which is to get into that shit.
What are you talking about? Girls milking minotaurs?
So there is a huge underbelly of super gross stuff.
Yeah, the underbelly where they're milking the minotaurs.
Where they're milking them minotaur titties. And yeah, there's this. So there's a great video by. Do you know Shoe on Head? Do you know Shoe?
Nope.
She did a good video breaking this down. It's a little messed up.
Go for it.
You should. Yeah, it's a half-hour video. It's a long video.
Oh, fuck that then.
No, watch it later. Watch it on like with your on your own or whatever. She's good, man. She real good.
Love to watch more videos about milking minotaurs.
I'm all about it.
At this point, I don't care. The only thing I'm doing that Star Wars is reading the EU and waiting for Vader 2. I just started The Legacy of the Force, and it's epic so far.
Nice, dude. Shalom!
Morning Glory, Muth Milking Farm.
We're cooked. Hell yeah, Pagsy. Hell yeah.
Hear me out. A Renaissance fair, but Star Wars, you could throw the biggest Star Wars party in history. Saber sales would be bonkers and could fund the event.
Dude, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea, brother.
Some have resting bitch face, but Theory has resting board face. On the real, keep.
Don't let it get to you. He's just playing around.
Just the amount of times I've gotten that in my life is just insane.
Yeah, I hear you.
I should get Botox so that I'm like always like this.
Or you could go tanning at Planet Fitness. It's the same thing as Botox, man. Those bulbs will fry your face.
Yo, somehow able to stream from the air.
Thank God. Yeah, hell yeah.
Very nice.
Hell yeah.
Josh is right. Star Wars has lost the male audience and therefore the entire audience.
You know, some people agree with me. Some people agree with Theory.
How have I not? Wait. Hold on. When have I ever said that it hasn't lost the male audience? All I said was that George didn't position Star Wars for
As
one specific gender over the other.
Right.
He wasn't writing with the intent.
Right.
This is only for men, as we've clearly seen in this clip that I just showed.
I hear you, but when you said that to me earlier, what I heard in my ear was I love Kathleen Kennedy. So I understand what why he kind of got it twisted, but I do understand what
this is the kind of shit that irks the fuck out of
me.
I've never ever said any shit like that, and for years I have been literally saying that they've alienated men. Fuck, dude. So this is why I don't want to live stream ever again.
It was good bait.
I just want to go back to making my lore videos. I don't want to fucking live stream. I'm tired of this shit.
No,
I'm happier in my own little world.
Chat, you better be fucking nice. You better be fucking nice for the rest.
I hate this. I'm not kidding. I don't. Yeah.
I know.
Bet Josh wouldn't be mad if the romance book was called Soft and Smooth like Sand and had stories of Anakin cracking Padme and Luke clapping Ahsoka.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. What are you doing? Just getting into some nonsense.
On my first Saber Particle Sun hyped, you should do affordable version of Annie 2 without control box. It'll sell well like Particle Sun. Annie 2 without the control box.
Without the compressor. Bypass the compressor. You got to bypass the compressor.
Could be cool.
Dude, I know exactly what you're talking about, though, because I crash out on chat too, dude. And I'm just like, I get so fucking mad. And I have the same thought where I'm like, dude, I could just do this show not live, get all the clips up, have probably just as much, views, and I wouldn't have to deal with these fuckers every day. But I do miss them. So.
Star Wars truly lives on through open-minded fans, not the closed-minded Disney Star Wars fans. Can't wait for Vader 2 and 3.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Theory, thanks for being awesome and being one of my inspirations for going to the gym. I've officially lost 110. Wow, that's great, man. That's awesome. Congratulations. Keep going.
110 pounds in a year?
That's great.
That's insane, dude. That's quite a transformation. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Josh Clout Jason, he pre-ordered a copy. So I didn't pre-order a copy of that, but I did pre-order a book. Let me see if I can pull this up for you, Theory. Did you see this other book, the Thrawn one?
All right, so all this Darth Melvin stuff, that is between Josh and Melvin, man. They can deal with that on their own. Last week, I was down to bring them on. They got to deal with their own stuff, and then if it's all copacetic, then cool. It's not up to me, man. I'm respectful of my boy on stream. So I didn't even know they had issues, so they got to figure that out if they want, and if not, then fuck it. No
So
big deal.
this Thrawn novel I am actually interested in. I don't know if you saw this shit.
What the hell? Oh, one of the best movies, Basic Instinct.
Thrawn Soka, baby. A brutal admiral, a brilliant chiss, a Jedi who can't resist the danger.
Dude, Basic Instinct. If you guys haven't seen that movie, you should. Michael Douglas.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah. Arguably one of the most infamous scenes of Sharon Stone.
Mm-hmm. With the legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty famous one.
Yep. So glad you two are back. It was really awesome meeting you at Fan Expo Boston. Right on. Plus the fact that you two bros met, definitely top Star Wars moment in the summer.
It was great, man. That was fun. Fun time at Cleveland.
Wait, there's a second Basic Instinct? What?
Is there really? I didn't know about that.
Thank you for years of awesome memories with this community and everything that has to do with Star Wars. My B-Day, the 16th, so having Nerd Theory is a true gift.
Hell yeah.
Let's get Rayside on here.
She's awesome, man.
Theory, how's the novel coming along? Any advice on writing? Oh, dude, it's going great.
He had
I
a
was stagnant
breakthrough.
for a couple months. Yeah, dude, it was amazing. The last
It's
two
always
nights,
a good feeling,
I don't know
man.
why. Just
Now, are you a kind of guy when you write, you do most of your writing like actually at the keyboard? Like you kind of struggle with the blank page, or like do you do a lot of outlining? Do you do a lot of brainstorming? Like how do you do it?
No. I start writing, and as I'm writing, I connect where the story is going to go.
Right.
And then I'll think about it later on, here and there. I don't know, like random moments in the gym, in the shower, and whatever, when I'm sleeping.
Right. Yeah.
And then I will incorporate that into the story while I'm writing it next time.
Yep, that makes sense.
So
you're what George Martin would call a gardener as opposed to an architect. So the way he breaks it down is like and it's not as simple as this, but he says there's basically two kinds of writers. There's the architect and then the gardener. The gardener kind of does what you do, where just gets in it, lets it live, lets it grow, find itself or whatever. And then the architects are like real meticulous, a lot of outlining, maybe charts, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So you're a gardener.
I do it in my head. So like I had the idea of what it would start with, and then I created the ending, and I figured, how are we going to get there? And so it's evolved now into I'm really happy with where it is. It's
but that's
really good.
But that's something you do when you're just thinking, is like you think of the ending and then you're okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And then I just kind of like, they just all come together.
Yeah, writing's an interesting.
But then I'll go back and I'll like delete pages because I'll be like, oh, fuck this, I have a better idea.
Oh, most writing is rewriting. I mean, George kind of goes on to say that really the gardener's first draft is kind of like an outline anyway. So they're basically doing the same thing, just by different means. So there'll be gardeners tend to do a lot of changes. And that's because it's a dynamic process and they're kind of finding it. Whereas the architect does all of that in the outline, So
yeah, so where I see it is like, this is the first draft, and I'm going to go through it, read the whole thing again, and probably change a shit ton.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
But this is like the skeleton.
Hell yeah, brother.
If you buy RGB saber, then buy Profi one, you can swap the blades with the hilts. No, RGB blades they're different than Profi. So the Profi, any pixel blade has a circuit and it connects to the actual board, whereas a sDRGB or baselit blade is just a hollow tube. Glad to see you guys on. Much love to you and Josh. Awesome to see the new Lightsaber SE collection. So many possibilities ahead. Force Boy. What the fuck is Force Boy? Oh, the emoji.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't show up on here. It's kind of
they gotta fix that.
Yeah, Stream Lab, whatever.
Yeah, let me show you what he's talking about. Here.
Show me what you talking about.
So we just added these two SEs here. And so right now, if you guys purchase any sDRGB, SNV Pro, or Profi Saber, you will get another Mystery Saber for free. And the Mystery Saber has an extreme high chance of... so essentially we made a limited batch of limited edition mystery sabers that you cannot buy outside of this sale. So order before the 18th, and you'll get it before Halloween.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for that, Short Dog. Josh, what are you doing? These last 2 shows, you've been on one.
I am here to entertain you, my friend, and I take that job very seriously. Ted Lasso? No, I don't really watch it. You know, not you either?
No, what is that?
I don't know. It's like I think it's like about a coach, Jason Sudeikis. That's pretty much all I know. Dude, mute your mic. You're gonna pee under your desk. God.
Sorry, man. I don't want to,
I can smell it.
waste time away from the show.
You had too many asparagus.
It's green tea, baby.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Green
go.
tea, baby.
There you go.
We want big old tiggle. All right.
Tiggle bitties. I mean, I'm a fan. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's
Dude,
what I'm
bro
saying.
wants Sydney Sweeney for Mara Jade.
Yes, that would be a very dude bro coded move.
It's good to finally watch this live. Brand new member, but I'm a longtime admirer, and I love the channel. Also, Josh, no one calls me a pussy.
Dude, we did get a little wild earlier, didn't we? I don't even remember what I said that, but I must have been.
Did you call him a pussy?
I think I said if you watch comedies, you're a pussy or something.
Oh, true. Yeah.
But I said I'm a pussy sometimes when I watch a comedy.
Yeah, I watch a comedy if
know.
I'm being a pussy.
Dude, I don't know, guys. Like, I'm just out here living my best life. Fuck. You know? I've had to reside over the fucking demise of my favorite fucking brands. I got into this game as a young man, loving everything and everybody, okay? 10 years later, I'm literally sexist, arguing, freaking the fuck out about corporations. And so, it's been a run.
Dude, bros love football, right? And they love an interesting game, right? Hence, they love a good story, right?
Hey, I like now this is some cooking. I can respect this because I like what he's saying here because there is truth in that. Because when it's sports, it's all about the storylines. Like this dude's about to break the record, or this guy's never beat this guy, or whatever, right? So I'm gonna ignore it, but you got a point, brother.
I haven't been getting enough estrogen in my tap water, okay? I need the Star Wars romancing. I'm too manly.
Well, there you go. You certainly look that way, Darth Yoda.
Yeah. More estrogen. Yeah. Do you think Star Wars is cooked after Ahsoka season? I think Star Wars was cooked a long time ago, my man.
Which is, I will say this, though. If Ahsoka season 2 is real bad, if like people shit on it, if it doesn't blow people away, I think Star Wars is in, like, I do think that'll be bad. I think that'll be tough.
Hey, Josh.
What's up? It's $2, man. Like get your money up, guys. Is all of Melvin's people broke as fuck? Like $2, guys?
I'm down, man.
Yeah, no,
you guys got to work it out.
Oh, there's nothing to work out. I just don't like the guy. Like, I don't like the guy. I don't like his people. They're obviously broke. Yeah. Little $2 haulers with blue. Yeah, no thanks.
You know who's sexist? What's sexist? Genderizing the Force. Boys never did that. Do you know how hard it is to find a wife that's into Star Wars? Luckily, I found one. She hates Disney Star Wars more than I do because of this contrived corp nonsense.
C-dub. Cooking. Now, that's a super chat I appreciate.
Yeah.
Not just because of its size. Not just because of its size.
99% of the females, 99% of the females that come to my booth share the same sentiments. There's a lot of very based female Star Wars fans out there that do not get enough credit. I received screenshots from Josh's Discord. Let's just say they were reported to the proper authorities. Disgusting stuff.
I'm just proud he got to $5, but he probably only did that because of the characters. He couldn't figure out a way to get this message across with the smaller amount of characters, so he had to go up to 5. So thank you.
I love Nerd Theory, listening while mowing grass at work. Thanks for not having background music.
Oh.
Do we ever? Who do you think would win, Prime Dooku or Mustafar Kenobi? Prime Dooku, man. Mustafar Kenobi. The only reason he, dude. Mustafar Kenobi is funny. The Grand Emperor.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Oh, thanks, dude.
How's he doing?
An hour and a half.
He's probably like, what is this show tonight?
You want to watch later after work, Josh? You get your Doom figure?
I did, man. I'm excited. Yeah. Did I tell you about this?
No.
So I bought 2 different Doctor Doom figures. I bought a $5 Doctor Doom figure and then a $1,000 Doctor Doom figure. And tomorrow I'm gonna unbox them both on stream. So we're gonna do a little compare. We're gonna compare the like Temu Doctor Doom to like Super Primo $1,000
cool.
Doctor Doom. Yeah,
That's dope.
It's
Do we have a
I'm
close
excited.
neighbor want to blame us for hating women, but Ahsoka, Omega, Ventress, Hera, politics killed Star Wars? Yeah.
Yep, fair. But yeah, I got that Doom figure, baby. I'm excited.
Dooku versus
Googly
Luke. Luke would get his asshole handed to him on a silver platter.
Well,
Of course. Return of the Jedi, Luke?
Yeah.
You get decapitated.
Yes, he would. Yes. Yeah, he wasn't trained. I mean, Dooku was like the fucking man. He was like one of the best duelists ever. Yeah, he would get. But to be fair, that's the same reason why Ahsoka would beat him, right? Which is everybody got all mad about that. But it's true. Ahsoka would beat Luke's ass, I think.
When? Return?
Yeah. Well, no, Return maybe Luke gets her, but probably right before Return, leading up to that, even if he found her during the training. You know,
I think Ahsoka would beat Luke in Return of the Jedi as well.
It's possible. It's very possible. The thing that gives me a little bit of pause with that was like, I think we underestimate exactly what was going on the Death Star, meaning like Luke was doing a lot more than just fighting Vader. Like there, you know what I'm saying? Like there was some power ebb and flow kind of shit going on there. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, duelist wise, he could not hold a candle to her skills. No. So he would have gotten shit.
And what a lot of people fail to realize, I think, is because Vader was so conflicted, and because also he was just toying with Luke, he wasn't actually trying to kill him ever. There was never a moment where Vader was trying to defeat his son and like kill him.
Yeah.
He was just toying with him. He was just basically parrying and blocking his attacks. Mm-hmm. And sometimes he would underestimate, and then he'd get like hit a little bit, but he never fully unleashed on Luke.
Let me ask you this though. Did Luke allow the Emperor to attack him? Or was he really helpless to the Emperor's power?
In the book, it describes he was helpless because he actually did a form of Tutuminus. So in the book, he actually put his hand out and deflected some of the blasts, and they shot up like out of his control. But then it overpowered him. But he, for a couple, he was just like, but then he was, then he was.
This is what I was just thinking. Like, what if he was playing a little Palpatine himself? What if he was doing I'm too weak? Like a little, you know what I mean?
No.
And then he gets up and he's like, unlimited power.
Cool. He needed Daddy to save his ass.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's why it's so redeeming of Vader, right? He really does save his son. So in order for that to happen, Luke cannot have a chance without him.
Yeah. Seems more sexist to think all female Star Wars fans should be fans on romance novels. On a different note, what's some of y'all's fave Bond movies?
I like Goldfinger.
Love Goldfinger. From Russia with Love. Octopussy.
Yeah. Which one's the one with Odd Job and Jaws? Which one was that one?
Moonraker is Jaws.
That one I like.
Odd Job, I think, is The Man with the Golden Gun.
That one's great too.
Wait, no,
I like that one.
Sorry, Odd Job is Goldeneye. It's Goldfinger.
Okay, then yes, that's why I like that one. Then yeah.
The Man with the Golden Gun is great. Fuck, you remember getting the Golden Gun in Goldeneye? One shot kill.
Oh, of course, yeah, that shit was awesome, man. Yeah, that was the shit. Remember playing Odd Job? And just running around, nobody could shoot you. And you're just like, and then I remember they did like the super speed buffs and stuff where you could go super fast.
And the big heads.
Mm-hmm.
Big heads.
Yep. Big heads. Yep. Yeah, those were the days. You might want to watch that. You don't think he'll get dinged?
It 100% will get dinged.
Oh, okay. And then, did you ever play Perfect Dark?
No.
Perfect Dark was
It was
like
supposed to be the sequel to this.
right, and it has a lot of similar things and guns, and it's like a futuristic version. And oh, dude, it's so cool. I would highly recommend the old school one.
No, Chad. All these streams get copyrighted, so it's. I don't care. There isn't a video on my Theory Vlogs channel that doesn't get copyrighted. They're all copyrighted.
Oh, for real?
We ain't here for the money, baby. We here for the good time.
Dude, get rid of money. I think money sucks.
I like money.
I don't think if we all didn't need money, things would be better.
It would be.
That's what I think.
Been a member for 39 months. Happy to be here and a part of this community. Come to the USA, brother. You'll love it here. Just turned 34, boys. Happy to see the OG stream back and love supporting the Evader film too. Thank you, Mando. I just sent out a text message today to a very famous voice actor. We'll see what happens.
Oh, nice, man.
See what happens, brother.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Yep. Yep. Do you think the real fans would get more excited for Ahsoka if they show Thrawn actually studying the artwork of Luke spreading us? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. After hearing about these novels, it's definitely time for Lucasfilm to bend over and pack it up. That needed to happen a long time ago, my friend. Not from this fucking novel no one knew about.
I knew about it.
Yeah, you know about everything.
I do. I'm on the spectrum. Baby Bird says, "What's up?"
You're on it. Every time something new drops. No, not the spectrum. Every time something
No,
new drops,
I'm on both.
Yeah, well, I think we both are. That's
Yeah, probably. Just dropping some feminine energy your way, Josh. LMAO, but seriously, love Star Wars, hate romance novels. Thank you, Baby Bird. Baby Bird's another one of the good ones. She's a member of my community.
That's what I'm saying.
How did I get such a cool community? People, how do they deal with me? That's crazy.
Just like what George did. He created something, and the audience found him. Your audience found you.
Baby. There you go, baby.
But you don't cater yourself to just women or men, do you?
Hell no, dude. Women love sexism just as much as men, dude. Let's go. Let's go.
The government is watching both of you. They've been watching me for a long time.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they've been. Dude, they deleted my gun channel.
What?
Yeah, they
deleted your gun channel?
Deleted it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I am a registered gun owner.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I have my license, and I was reviewing my guns on YouTube, like talking about them, reviewing them. Fucking channel got poofed.
That's insane. Wow. Yeah, it really is different up there, huh?
Kennedy, 72 years old. Please retire.
Yes, please retire.
Can we watch the Resistance pull up on episode 7 peak?
Resistance pull up on episode 7 peak. I don't know what that means. Resistance.
Japanese actor Toshiro Mifune, George Lucas' first choice to play Obi-Wan Kenobi. Mifune said no due to the stigma to sci-fi films. Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah. Especially back then. George really changed that. Because back then there was definitely a stigma, almost like horror nowadays, where it's just thought of as like lesser, cheaper, you know.
Yeah.
People love horror now, though.
Makes the most money, I think.
It does, yeah.
So happy we got Nerd Theory back. Even makes Sundays better because I know Monday will end on a good note. Josh, don't crash out and quit this time. We're
holding strong, baby. 4 weeks in and we're holding strong. But yeah, no, appreciate you, man. I love doing this show, and I've had a great. I really look forward to Mondays because I take Tuesdays off. I'm gonna stream tomorrow to do the Dr. Doom thing, but I usually take Tuesdays off. So then my Monday just becomes like 2 really good streams, and I kind of tell myself in the morning, like the most important thing is to bring energy to these streams and make good content, and then you get to chill tomorrow. So it's cool for me too. It's a cool way to start the week.
All we want is story. All they give us is not story. Brain melteth. What story would you like to see told in the Star Wars universe? A good one. A good one, my apprentice.
Yeah.
I've stopped watching Disney Star Wars. I'm sticking with George Lucas and his vision. 1 to 6, Clone Wars, EU. The only thing that is worth getting invested is in the games. Like the Fallen Order stuff.
Mhm. Yeah.
Josh is preaching the MFF gospel. I'm over tiptoeing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are feeling that these days.
For a long time now. Boy band, girl band, Star Wars was a family brand. Bought by a family company who turned against family. Epic fail, and people are sick of it.
That's fair. Yeah, I can see that point.
Disney Star Wars feels like other stories wrapped in a Star Wars skin. They just feel hollow and empty, poorly written and uninspired corporate nonsense. Yes.
Yes.
Big super chat from Kajin. Thank you. It's not that Star Wars is a tailor-made as a boy brand. It just so happens that the classic archetype of the hero's journey is more likely to appeal to traditional masculine values, which can also attract women who like those values in men.
I agree. But
Fully agree.
But what that becomes after you've had a thing for 40 years, it is what it is. Like it's like, I understand what he's saying, where he's saying like it wasn't done necessarily intentionally so that boys would like it, but the things that George was interested in are just naturally more appealing to boys. It's kind of like what he's saying. But then what that becomes,
for that time of the
Yeah,
70s.
but what that becomes 40 years later is like Star Wars is a boy brand. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know maybe that's a leap that people are uncomfortable with. I just don't get uncomfortable with it. I don't really think it's a bad thing to say or like a weird thing to point out, you know, but you know, I think we're all talking. We're kind of all having the same conversation. I think
what we can say is Star Wars has at least before Disney owned it, which is what Bob Iger said, that it has a more focused male demographic.
That's exactly correct. Yeah.
100% it does.
Yeah.
My channel, for example, I think
was like 96, 97% male.
No, dude, I think there's about 20% female.
Really? So that's shocking to me. So like I was talking to my buddy Rob from Comics Explained the other day.
Might have dropped now. I don't know.
yeah, after this episode. So I was talking to my buddy Rob from Comics Explained, and he has like the biggest comic book channel on the planet, right? And he does like millions of views a month. 3% female. 3%, dude. Do you know what I mean? So it's like if you're really talking about Marvel, you're talking about comics, biggest comic book YouTuber on the planet, 3% female. I'm not saying that 3% is 0%, guys. I'm saying it's 3%.
But I also would argue that that demographic doesn't indicate the intent
of what
it was made for or who it was made for.
Wait, so can you just try to break that down for me?
Like, so let's say you make a product and 90% men like it, 10%
Yes.
Does that mean that you intended to create that with men only in mind?
No, not necessarily. But if you're a good business person, you probably consider what you do with it, considering that reality, right?
I would say if you're a good business person, that you would continue along the path that you did to create that successful business, which was to never actually think of
no. See, that I don't
any
agree.
Gender whatsoever.
No,
I'm just making a good product.
100% disagree. But the reason I disagree is because you're talking about different things. So it is okay to take something to market not quite understanding it, and then the market does decide. That's like how capitalism works. But then to turn around and say that the market, which is not your intention, the market is something other than your attention. The market is the market. It decides for itself. To then say, though, that you're going to take the same mentality of just bringing a thing to market after there's actual data to support, like, who are the people that are engaging with your thing and why, that's not good business. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you have to understand the reality of your customers. And of course, that includes potential customers for sure. But what Star Wars did specifically to me is like they just fucked that part of it up. Do you know what I mean?
They fucked that part of it up by focusing on one gender, whereas George wasn't necessarily focusing on a gender in particular.
Sure.
So if you want to replicate that level of success that you originally created, You have to follow the same formula.
No, because
And
because it's not the same situation. Don't you understand? It's not the same situation. If it would, it's different because now it's a living thing. It's in the environment, and you have years and years and years of actual market data. So it's a
Yes.
different situation. So
But then
why
if
would
you
it?
were to switch up and look at now creating further projects or whatever items, you look at it through a lens of, okay, now I know my demographic is male, so I'm going to focus on just male dominant stuff. Then you lose what it was because now you're positioning it differently. Whereas before it was just what it is.
Yeah,
And
sure.
what it is
No,
what it is, and that's how you should
I
continue.
think I understand what you're saying. You're kind of talking about. I think you're kind of talking more about the purity of art versus commercial consideration.
Yes.
But we're talking about commercial products, so it always has a commercial consideration. The business of big mass market IP is consideration of the audience. So, like, do you know what I'm saying?
I think that you should continue it the way that you created it. I think that's
Right.
what's going to create success. Like if Disney had continued Star Wars the way that George created it, it would be great today. But they didn't. They wanted to shift that
But
focus.
George didn't even do that when the prequels. He actually went a totally different way. Do you know what I mean? He didn't even do that.
How? He focused on
So
telling the story
you just
of Anakin.
said no. You just said do what you did before, right?
Right.
But when it comes to the prequels, he took like totally new approaches. I mean, the prequels are radically different than the OT in a lot of ways. That's why there was so much of a backlash to them. Was because they were so different.
Right, but he was telling a story, is what I'm saying. He was positioning it as
yes.
He was telling the story
true, yeah.
of Anakin Skywalker, but in a different time, which was radically different when the Empire did not exist yet.
Yeah,
So
totally,
it would be totally different because there are now massive wars. It is not as quiet as when the Empire existed and it was just Luke, one dude,
right,
essentially, and the Empire. It was like thousands, tens of thousands of Jedi versus the two Sith, and also a massive war going on, which had millions of clones and millions of droids.
So you're saying, I think, and I could be wrong, but I think what you're saying is he did the same thing in the sense that he was more focused on the story than maybe the corporate considerations, right?
100%. And
But
George
here's the
even
thing,
on record saying that.
But if you really study George, he's like really entrepreneurial. I mean, do you know about the fights he had with Dryksta in the camera on the first movie and stuff? Like George is very controlling and like really he butted heads with people throughout his career.
Of course he did.
Over creative control and who's responsible for what. And he's also super entrepreneurial. So like George creates ILM, nonlinear editing, all of these big companies, and then he applies fiscal pressure, via licensing and all of these different things to like build his massive empire. So George, although he was artist essentially first with his stories, he's very business minded. Like he was very entrepreneurial and maybe more in the realm of like a Tesla versus a Edison, right? Because you could argue like the reason George ultimately sells is because maybe he's actually not that good of a businessman. But yeah, I think George was doing more than like just telling his stories. I think he was actually super aware, especially at the time of prequels, how big Star Wars had become, how important it was, and the relevance that it had, right? So meaning like he can't take the same approach because it's a different situation. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think really there's any sort of focus that George had other than just telling a story. I think where he made his money is from all of the merchandise and the toys, but no one would buy those toys if the story wasn't well written and the characters weren't well written that resonated within people, which is the issue we see today with the Disney Star Wars toys, and they're just sitting on the shelf, marked down in the clearance section.
Yeah.
So it really is a testament as to how well the story is written, and that's all George focused on. If you take a look at this clip, he'll explain that he is more focused on story versus doing all of the business stuff.
I remember reading a quote from you at one point that
I love this interview. This is a great interview.
You chose to make this movie. You said, I've always wanted to see a movie like this, and no one's ever made it. And I figured if somebody did, when
about Fly
everyone
Boys?
did it well, everyone would try to copy it.
Trying to
and I just
find
sit
the
back and
part.
relax and watch.
But mostly it's that I come up with an idea for a movie and I just want to see it. And in the worst possible situations, I've had to make it myself. In the best of all possible situations, I've gotten Steven Spielberg to make it. So, but ultimately it's to enjoy the movie. And I think for all of my friends who are successful, all the same age, all went to school together, all had fun, the secret ingredient, which everybody goes, why are you guys so successful? We all love movies. We aren't doing it to get rich. We never thought we were ever going to get rich or be successful or anybody would even like it. But we love movies and we make the kind of movies that we love to see. Say, oh, I'd like to see that. And
Yeah.
we have the advantage of being able to actually make the movie.
Mhm.
You know, say, okay, well, it's not coming out, so let's just make it. Then we'll bring it out. And so that's really the fun of it.
Now, you mentioned THX 1138.
It's a
which
great movie.
ends with a
I gotta find that part, but that's essentially what I was trying to say is that George doesn't focus on making money necessarily, you know, maybe after the fact, but that's only if people actually like the movie. Otherwise, they're not going to want his toys. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, I get your point, brother. I just would argue that, I mean, George has also spoken about how clever he was to sign all of those deals before Star Wars even came out, knowing that it was going to be a big hit and knowing he'd be able to make money off of that stuff. So, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I think it's overstated. Like he was a businessman too. And I think he knew his brand definitely better than Disney does. Do you know what I mean? In the business sense, but also in the storytelling sense, maybe.
Oh, let me find that.
the man
piece
alone.
somewhere.
It is the sun represents the off to the horizon or the same every day.
What is your leadership style? Are you
There we
more
go.
Darth Vader or Admiral Akbar?
Well, to be very honest with you, I don't do anything. You know, I basically make movies. I'm not really one to run businesses. So I turn it over to other people, and then I kind of oversee it. I would say I'm the gentle giant. I don't get pissed off very often. You know, I don't do a lot of hands-on stuff. I let everybody else do it, as opposed to movies where I'm sort of a micromanager.
Do you watch? a lot of
Interesting.
television
Okay, yeah, that
eventually
is
to
interesting.
Respond.
Yeah.
So he micromanages on movies, but not in the business. He defers a lot. So yeah, he probably just hates it then.
Yeah, because he's a creative guy.
Mhm.
He cares more about the story, and he doesn't have an agenda of how, you know, how can I sell this, or how can I make money from this, or let me position this to males or females. He just wants to see a story told. That's it. Whatever happens after the fact is not his concern, not his priority, and not his design. His design is to make a good story. That's it. And that's the same philosophy and belief that I align myself with.
Yeah, get it.
Which is
I
the
get-
complete opposite that Disney does.
Totally get it, man. I'm just no girls allowed, you know? Different strokes, different folks, brother.
Hope the way I worded that makes sense. Yes. Thank you, Kjan.
No,
If
it's a
Star
good
Wars
super
was
chat.
properly written under Disney as it was under George, it wouldn't matter how much woke stuff is put in it. If it's good, and we'll do well.
I think there's some truth in that. I don't know that I could fully agree with it. I think there's probably a way, like, because I've had movie experiences where there was something I certainly did not like about the film, but it didn't take everything away from it, and I really still enjoyed it, you know? But I think, like, there's an understated thing here of, like, fatigue, meaning, like, when I talked about the Marvel Zombies thing, you know, when I saw Kate Bishop, Ironheart, and whoever, right? It's like I have a fucking fatigue of that. It's not like randomly a Marvel thing had some female characters and I flew off the fucking handle. That's not what happened. We're talking about 3 to 4 years of a pattern, 3 to 4 years of this happening and over again. And it gets to a point where people are really, really fatigued of it. So what I'm trying to say, and this is kind of like what I was trying to say to Theory as far as, you know, I think our disagreement about, you know, it just doing good stuff or like just make good stuff from here is that I don't think you're taking into account how bad it is. It's so bad that I don't think you can just turn it around. I think there needs to be signaling of what will happen. I think there needs to be some kind of like recompense with angry fans, but that's just how I see it. You know what I mean? You don't see it that way, Jakiro, and that's cool. That's fine.
Disney won't be selling because that will make them look weak, and that means stonks failing.
It is all about them stonks.
For them, yeah. I think Theory is hitting on the same thing. It just won't happen right away. The Disney red carpet stuff is weird. Noticed it with Thunderbolts as well.
Yeah.
Red. What does he mean? Red carpet stuff.
He's addressing something I brought up on stream earlier, where I was like, with I think we talked about this before. I ever talked to you about a book called Primal Branding? Great book. Talks about branding, and it basically explores the idea of what's the difference between a brand like Apple, which actually, when the book was written, Apple was like even cooler. It was like when Steve Jobs was around and shit. But like, what's the difference between like a brand like Apple and Microsoft? People get the Apple thing tattooed on them. People are very fucking passionate about Apple, or at least they used to be. And Microsoft doesn't activate anybody, right? So what's the difference? What makes people fuck with certain brands the way that they do? Well, part of that is rituals. What is the group or the customer doing that's a ritual when it comes to engaging with your product service? The red carpets for Marvel and Star Wars have become a ritual, and they were a part of a ritual that used to be really good. It was like FOMO. It looked super cool. All these beautiful actors and actresses. Oh my God, that actor. Oh my God, this interview. He said this thing, etc. But nowadays, the ritual has kind of become perverted, and it's taken on a different identity where it just seems like a bunch of shills and access media and liars. And so we sit there, and instead of enjoying it, we mock it. And we go, look at these fucking people acting like this is hot shit. Then the next part of the ritual is like the reviews and the social media reactions, always so positive. And it used to be a thing where the ritual part of that was, oh my God, people are hyped up about this movie, brother. Now it's like, look what these fucking shills got to say about this movie. I guess we'll wait for the real reviews.
Oh, it's the same shit every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Oh my God, it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I didn't know how much I needed this. Oh my God, it was, and when he did that, when
the ritual it's so, and this is something that I think Disney does not understand, is that they have so lost people that even the things they're just doing that are regular, that they think is just a chill, fun way to have with fans, is building resentment. I resent these fuckers. Do you know what I mean? And so that's kind of like what I'm driving at. That's sort of the thrust of some of the energy I'm bringing tonight, is like, brother, they don't realize how bad it is. And like, for a person like me to have been brought to this point, I think it means something. It just means something.
This movie changed my life.
Exactly. Dude. I mean, seriously, that's just like literally, it's all that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think the answer is a blend of both of you. Disney needs to sell as a signal for a new canon, and next project needs to be aligned with Lucas's. All projects got to be aligned with Lucas's. I am with Theory and Rossi with this. To me, it doesn't matter the body, gender creating the project, but what's executed. If only everyone was like Beatty and understood George's vision for the IP. Yeah, dude, Beatty is some guy that they should be calling up and paying millions to write future projects, because he gets it.
Yeah, he definitely.
And how they took his trilogy script and destroyed it and diluted it and got Deborah Chow with the shaky cam and Joby Harold to
the shaky brain
create some shaky brain bullshit I will never understand, and give them only a quarter, a third or a quarter of what the Acolyte got.
It was a sixth of what Andor got. A sixth.
Yeah, sixth. Yeah. No, I think it was more like an eighth. Andor got what, 750 mil for 2?
Wow, you're right. Yeah, it's an eighth. Oh my God.
And you have the most important characters in all of Star Wars, and you're bringing back the actors. Hayden and Ewan. Take a hike. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, they did that shit, bro. Like, they did that. Yeah.
Calm Seas never made a skilled sailor. Just got back from Germany filming Star Wars. Got to AZ to complete the project. Love what you do. Shroud and Industries, please check it out. May the Force be with us. Cool, man.
Hell yeah.
Sounds good.
Hell yeah.
I had a TMNT birthday party at 5. Star Wars at 8. I guess I would be considered a tomboy.
Yeah. I would say so, and then I would get canceled for it, baby bird. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you'd be a tomboy. I think you'd be I don't know. My mom was a tomboy, so maybe she loved all those things. So fuck. I don't know. No girls allowed. Josh on his Flash gets Space King arc.
Oh hell yeah.
You
Oh
making
hell
the
yeah.
count 2 or 3? Yeah, well, this one we got is the 2 replica. Disney should just say 7, 8, 9 should be the world where Ahsoka got pulled from, and everything before is the world where Ahsoka exists now.
Mm.
Oh, cool.
Mm. I like that. Hail Hydra, huh?
Here's some nuance. Lucas didn't make it male-coded intentionally, but it is male-coded based what it is based on. Diz purposely made it female-coded. Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, that's a fair way to say it.
I think Josh was trying to say that the hero's journey traditionally has always been more appealing to male sensibilities compared to girls. Not an intention of George, maybe, but the themes and mythos are more loved by men.
Yeah. I mean, I actually do think he knew that. But it's fair if he's never talked about it, and especially you show that clip nowadays. Although, frankly, George has said so much over the years, it's hard to necessarily keep track of like how he actually accurately feels about some of these things. But yeah, I think he was aware of it. And the truth is, I don't even think, see, back then, it wasn't even so much of a thing of like, oh, I'm going to make this for boys. It's like when you make the new Hollywood adventure movie, it's mostly boys. Like, I think that's just what the mentality was. It's not like he was intentionally saying, I want to exclude all of these females from Star Wars. Like, that's not what he was thinking. But he was probably like thinking, I mean, he was just studying the stories he liked. So he's reading Jack Kirby. He's reading Sam Keane. He's reading Joseph Campbell, right? And he's like, yo, this hero's journey shit is lit. Like Heroes of a Thousand Faces, Hercules, this is awesome. Well, yeah, it's awesome because it appeals to the male fantasy. You know, maybe he stopped short of intellectualizing that, but that, to me, that is what happened. You know?
Love you guys. Keep fighting the good fight, brothers. My cousin and I are getting into Star Wars Legion, and that's made Star Wars fun again.
Good game, bro. That's a good game.
Josh's eyes have finally been opened. He's finally come to realize what we've known since Force Awakens. Can't wait to see Josh on open bar next to the good.
I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but no, I do actually think, again, I have different feelings about, you know, those guys and how they did their thing, because some of them did actually made the problem worse, in my opinion. But ultimately, they probably weren't wrong. That's what kind of sucks, is like, they probably weren't wrong about some of this stuff. They were probably just a little rude about it.
So the delivery.
Yeah.
You know, to this day, and I've gotten so much flack for being friends with geeks and gamers. Oh, he's friends with geeks and gamers. Look at his friends. He's there for this and that. Jeremy's a close friend of mine. I haven't ever seen the guy say something that I'm just like, dude, what the fuck are you saying? He talks about his points. He has a daughter himself. There is nowhere where he has ever been, in my opinion, sexist or racist. He just wants a good story. Maybe his delivery is a little on the nose. Maybe it's a little too much for a lot of people, and it's abrasive. I agree.
Yeah,
Jeremy
he leaned in.
Yeah, and that is Jeremy to a T. But he will say what's on his mind, and I've never seen him say something where I'm like, dude, what the hell? So maybe people don't like his delivery, but I think he stands up for his opinions. He wants good Star Wars. He wants good movies. He wants less gender ideology, and he just wants a good fucking story to be told. And I think that's what Gary wants as well. I think that's what Mahler wants, something with logic. And I think that's also what Critical Drinker wants.
Yeah. I don't watch a lot of their content because I can't really like speak to it. I try not to speak about people that I don't personally know, or like I don't actually know what their content is. But generally speaking, that makes sense to me. What I can say is that my ideas of how to handle content and how to make content have changed a lot in, 8-9 years of doing this. And I don't think the same way that I did back then. So I just have come to a different understanding of it all. And that's not even to say that I fully endorse what they do. I just maybe have more of an understanding of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Josh for Friday Night Tights. Sean Arst.
I think a lot of those people don't like me though.
Really?
Well, I am. I don't know if you've noticed. I can be a bit off-putting
Okay.
sometimes, and I can be rude.
I haven't seen you say anything about them.
No, I really don't. I don't talk
Right.
about them. I think
Okay,
one
you-
time
you
I
right there.
reacted. Occasionally, I'll like react to one of their things on stream or whatever. But, yeah, I don't know. I just would assume that they didn't particularly like me. Like this chat.
This chat doesn't like you?
They don't even like me, Theory. Can you fucking believe it? I'm out here like giving you guys incredible entertainment. Yeah, see, Carl. We do not.
They love you, bro. That's why they're here.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah, don't say such things.
Yeah, much love right back. The bahos.
Yeah.
Even Gideon didn't like Josh. When I said, you know what? I actually feel really bad about that. I regret how I treated Gideon. I was kind of mean. I was trying to get him to talk about the Pokemon thing the whole time. And so
Damn, that was a long time ago.
I was probably being a little annoying, but I just wanted that clip so bad that I was trying to get him to be like, man, shut the fuck up about Pokemon. I wanted him to do that so badly. So my bad, Gideon. I watched some of your content. You're cool.
Consider myself a feminist, and I mostly agree with Josh. Why is Star Wars catering to women when they are not the main audience that even made it popular? It should focus on its main audience, and if women happen to like it, great.
Yes. Fair.
So yeah, I would agree with that, and I would add it should focus on the main story. If women or men happen to like it, great.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what George did. Thank you, Will. 62 months.
62.
Did you ever debate Matt Walsh? Did I miss it? No, I did not. Bro canceled. I'd buy one if Disney wasn't so worried about looking like they're standing on the right side of history and were actually feminists. We'd have good female leads. It's true.
That's true. That's true and fair. You miss me, Josh? Absolutely, brother. I do miss chat. I like stop. I like over after the weekend. I'm like excited to get back into chat on Monday. It's a cool job, you know.
Oh,
hang
what up,
out,
High Towers?
shit.
I can't wait to see that video, man. The Emperor 2 is a special. I got it in the other room. What up, Cody? On top of a stem of thorns, a rose. I'm late to the stream, but there are so many good female characters in Star Wars to not have them. Which just doesn't make sense why the characters now are trash. So infuriating. Padme,
Yeah.
Ventress, Ahsoka, so many in Clone Wars too.
No, I mean, so it's funny because obviously, like I was joking around and I was like, you know, no women in Star Wars. Which ones do we make the exception for? And the whole idea behind that was actually kind of a thought experiment. It was to flip the problem on its head and instead think to yourself of who are the best female characters. Like who are the ones that are so cool that even if you did no girls allowed, you still wanted them in. And what that does is makes the brain kind of think about it differently. And I think it genuinely did actually get me to appreciate how many cool female characters there were. Because we named like literally like 9 bangers, dude. Like must have.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Theory, would you want a more masculine version of Star Wars, or do you think it would fit in George's original framework? I want the Star Wars that we got in the first 6 films. Not this new Disney shit, because I can tell you it's definitely the opposite of masculine in the sequel trilogy.
So
for sure.
What I would have done is episode 7 opens up, right? And you see this huge pile of rocks being lifted. And you're like, damn, somebody's like real strong. Except it's Luke, but he's not lifting it with the Force. He's lifting it with his muscles, and he's fucking jacked. And he turns to his students and he says, the Force is your ally, but it also doesn't hurt to be ripped. And he just starts like flexing.
And then he starts throwing them at them.
Of course. The kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he says, survival of the fittest, gents.
Exactly. So see, we can do a more masculine
because they're all
version.
male
Yeah.
and there's no females there.
None. They're not allowed. We're cooking, baby.
Mushmokalaja. Read this for $2 big money. Nice. Really like the Star Wars archive video you recently do.
I like that too.
Yeah,
I was actually going to text you after I watched that. I was like, dude, this is nice.
I enjoy them.
Yeah,
I really
good
enjoy
job.
them. I'm back on my shit, and it feels good.
Good, man. Glad.
Yeah. I've been thinking about just actually disappearing again.
What do you mean?
I won't do it, but I've been thinking about, going faceless again.
Oh, dude, it's such a battle because I love faceless because you don't have to like you don't give a fuck what you look like and you just like go.
I don't give a fuck what I look like. Look at me.
I do. I can't. I have ADD, so like I get hung up on my hair, and I get.
I don't got that problem.
But
the Lord has blessed me with
fair.
chrome dome.
But yeah, I just it's easier to edit, and sometimes I feel like I flow better when I'm on face cam. So
yeah, no, okay. So let me say this. I feel like I want to completely go off of live streams. It's a thought.
We can always do the show pre-recorded, brother. If you really wanted to, I'd be down. Couple hours, you and me, just you and me. Chat would be mad.
No, we got to keep what we got going. It's I know people enjoy it. They love the live streams. It's one of the major things that they say during conventions.
Yeah,
love the live streams. But yeah, I don't know. Creatively, I feel so much better when I'm not live. I don't know why.
Live is, I mean, look, opinion.
I've become more of a hermit the older I get.
Fair. Look, my opinion has always been that streaming is draining. It doesn't feel draining in the moment. You're good. But for me personally, when I get off a stream, dude, I'm very drained. So like my social battery like really goes. And I feel, I don't know how to explain it exactly, but like I feel really wired and good when I'm on here. But then it's very, very draining. And then if I don't take proper time off, that draining becomes, I'm a little bit more irritable on stream. Then I'm getting drained a little bit faster. All of a sudden, I'm really spiraling. So I take a lot of breaks so that I don't freak out on my chat.
Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily find it draining. I think I just get tired of arguing how if I'll say something, people will spin it another way, and I'll be like, that's not what I said.
Right.
I'm very tired of that.
Right, but so we actually talked about this in Cleveland. I don't know if you remember. You told me this exact same thing, and do you remember what I said? I said that's draining. Like that's what I mean. It's like that's what's draining. Dude, we had this exact same combo.
I don't enjoy it anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, there are days when I don't want to, do the content either, right? But I think like it's all about.
No, it's maybe we'll just have to do it like eventually. Like I'd be fine to do it for members only because you won't get assholes in there. You won't get dickheads that you have to like. It's like what you show up here for like 2 seconds and you don't even know who I am or watching my videos. It's like I don't, and then it's just I don't enjoy it anymore.
Dude, I get it, and I think maybe that's why I've become so much of an asshole, and like I'm kind of like so over the top these days. Is that like my defense mechanism for it is like, I'm gonna be like I'm gonna be here. So if you're gonna come at me, like you know what I mean, like you're gonna meet it.
I've gone completely the opposite way. I've become apathetic entirely.
Yeah. But life happens in seasons too. That's just where you're at right now.
Perhaps, yeah. You might be right. Yeah. Theory, why haven't we seen any more unboxings from Master Replicas? Are you not collecting anymore due to your company? I'm not collecting anymore because they cost thousands and thousands of dollars, and I could spend that money on my staff or the fan film. I've never had such a big overhead. And I'm making it happen, but I want you guys to know that there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to give you guys a free $1 million film that is difficult to do.
It's difficult, bro. It's difficult, yeah.
Yeah, I'm one dude, and to run a major company at the same time, it requires a lot of time and a lot of money. So
yeah, for sure.
I don't really want to, blow that on Master Replicas right now. Maybe when the movie's done, then I'll have money to actually like spend.
Whoa, really? His first game is going to VR? That's exciting stuff, man. I will check it out. That is great. That's cool.
Great. Fellow 90s kid and pretty new viewer, keep doing your things, guys. Josh, keep welcoming the pitchforks and Theory. I'm trying to attend SpaceCon Sunday. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
If George were to come back for one project and it would be 100% his way, no Disney or exec interference, what would you want it to be, Lovey Boys?
I want it to be as weird as possible. You know, that midichlorian shit, whatever he was planning. He wanted to go to, like, what did he say? Subatomic. He was like, I wanted to go into the microbial stuff and he's like, people would have hated it.
Yeah.
Do you remember that quote? That's a funny quote, man. I would have loved to see that shit. Cook, George, cook.
I would want him to do pre-Phantom Menace or Old Republic or maybe 1,000 years after Return of the Jedi.
That's interesting, yeah.
Am I allowed to bring the lightsaber box to Space Con for you to sign? It's my first con, so I'm unsure of the rules. Of course. Yeah. Of course you can. Yeah, they have security there. They check everything, and then they mark it as approved. That's good. All good. So, yeah. Space Con San Antonio, 24th, 25th, 26th. See you guys there with Nick Gillard and my team. It's going to be a great time. The vlogs will be very, very fun. Any ideas why so many dislike Return of the Jedi as an ending? I didn't know people dislike Return of the Jedi.
I don't think that's a thing, brother. I mean, if you're in a group where that's a hot take, I feel like that's kind of abnormal. I've never really seen that.
No, me either. It breaks my heart when I see where Star Wars is at. I used to get excited when shows movies were announced, but after taking off the rose-tinted glasses, all I feel is emptiness. I miss George so much. It's called apathy.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine. When Harrison Ford asked Lucas to kill off Han Solo when he's encased in carbonite, George responded, I can't sell toys of dead characters.
Yeah. No, he really did say that.
I don't doubt it.
Yo, I had a random idea too for a stream. It's pretty crazy. I wonder if you'd want to do it.
Hit me.
Okay. Are you into UAPs, UFO stuff at all? That kind of shit?
What's a UAP?
Oh, it's just the new word for UFO.
Yeah.
So there's a famous 4chan leak from, gosh, must be 4 to 5 at least years ago. Okay. And it was this big random 4chan leak. It's very famous in that community. Okay. And this person came out and basically leaked all of this stuff. Okay. And more, because this year's been crazy. Like, there's so much shit that's happened this year. The more stuff that happens, the more people go back to that 4chan leak and they're starting to see all the stuff that has been proven correct. And so I think a fascinating stream idea would be you and I sit down and we literally go through that whole 4chan leak and just talk about fucking aliens and shit, like what's going on in this world.
Sure.
That shit would be wild. I might have to have a couple of beers for that.
Could be fun.
Yep.
Not watched Star Wars in a while, but I have hope for Maul.
Maul looks good, yeah.
Long-time listener since No Face days. First Soupy. Hey, thanks, man. That's crazy. So glad to see you two together again. Disney Redemption at the end of The Mandalorian. Din finds the mask of Mandalore, then very short flashback to Revan holding it.
God, that was sick, dude. I miss when I was getting excited about Mandalorian because I thought they were going to do Mando Jedi Wars. And like, I thought they would actually cook. Fuck.
Yeah, but they got to stop doing like, okay, it's okay. And then the end, they do something like super cliffhangery and peak.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
It's like, okay, well, fuck. We just wrap up the whole movie.
Yep, I agree.
Thanks, Medser. Thank you, Admiral Thrawn. Thank you, Corey. Master Bates for Fat Windu takes all, man.
Yeah.
Fat Windu eats all, man.
He show be eating.
Boys, love seeing y'all vibe. What up, Colby? Rude behavior would actually be welcomed on FNT.
Yeah, no, that's probably true, yeah.
Semantics. You both agree they should stop catering to females. Josh wants male focus. Theory wants good stories that naturally appeal mostly to men.
Yeah, no, that's totally true. And by the way, we probably both actually do want both, just in varying degrees. Theory doesn't seem to care as much whether it's male focused or not. But dude, I want both. Like, I would like male focus, and I would like good stories. I truly want both.
I mean, I've said many times, I think that they are castrating the male characters. You know,
Yeah.
They're doing that by design, I feel.
Yes, they are.
And ironically, though, I'd love to see Josh and Theory on FNT. I think that could be cinema.
Yeah, maybe someday. I mean, look, we're kind of doing our thing over here. You know, I'm feeling good. You know, it's been about a month. The show's back, and you know, I'm doing, you know, cooking my content on my channels and stuff. It is a busy life. You know.
They all hate you, Mando.
Mando! They all hate you, Mando. Mando, only you.
The GOAT, brother. May he rest in peace.
In terms of vibes for future Star Wars, I feel like Eclipse, Eclipse was sick, dude.
Dude, Eclipse had aura.
Eclipse trailer, Star Wars: The Old Republic cinematics, and Vader 2 teaser.
Yeah.
Trailer for Vader 2 probably going to drop November or December. I'm still hoping for a December release, a November or December release, because we're going to drop the trailer like pretty much leading up right to it when it's all done. But I want to make sure that I get this voice actor for Mace, which might take some more time. And then also Samuel Kim and Gower Sun are composing the whole thing. So worst case scenario, I mean, it's still going to be on schedule for winter, but it may be winter 2026, which would mean January, February would be the worst case scenario. But it would be better. It'd be, well, not better, but it would be done right if that's the time that my guys need, which they're kind of letting me know. Like, there's a few more things we got to wrap up here. Star Wars for nerds, guy, girl. Then it got hijacked by people with an agenda, point blank. Remember the most important of phrases through all things. This too shall pass.
Fair.
Thank you, Odway. Adano. Any update in time frame? Well, I guess I just gave that.
Woo!
My uncle wasn't a fan of the ending of Jedi because of how a bunch of teddy bears defeating the Empire and how they wasted the Emperor so quickly, plus the change to Leia and Luke being siblings. Yeah, I could see the teddy bears being annoying.
Yeah, the Ewok thing was looked at pretty badly. And ironically, a lot of people said that George was just doing it for commercial reasons.
He was doing it to sell toys.
Right, but that kind of cuts against what you were saying before, where you said he only would just create and he wasn't a businessman, right? Because
that's right. But if he can capitalize on the story that he's creating, then
but he was always looking for that shit, man. He was, and I don't think that takes anything away from
movie. Absolutely,
I don't think that takes anything. But that's commercial art. It's like he's living in a space of like, it takes a lot of money to make these movies.
He would have done it anyways, right? He would have had that part on the Forest Moon of Endor regardless. It just so happened that he then decided to turn them into teddy bears instead of
fair.
Like Aboriginal scary looking, like
he probably looked at several different concept art, probably some Doug Chang stuff, and he probably did pick the more cutesy, appealing
for the technology and the money that he had of that time. I mean, like in the video I just released, he was going to do something way more crazy with the original ending of Return of the Jedi. It was supposed to be on this like gothic Coruscant called Hadabadan.
That sounds Warhammer, bro.
Sounds very cool. And the entire battle was supposed to be above in the skies, and Luke was supposed to be in essentially the heart of the Empire, which was on Hadabadan, which is this very gothic Blade Runner, dark noir kind of feel.
That sounds cool, bro. Yeah. That sounds cool.
And that battle was supposed to go on there on land, and then in the skies was with the rebellion. But he didn't do it because he didn't have the money and because the technology didn't exist.
Yep, that's fair.
So he resorted to the fucking teddy bears to make more money for the prequel.
I like the Ewoks, bro. I don't have a problem with the Ewoks, but then again, I was pretty young, so.
You know what? I don't think the Ewoks were the best move, but he wanted to essentially portray the fact that, this ancient organic civilization and
could take down the sophisticated
army, can take on the sophisticated empire through like freaking Home Alone style warfare.
Yep.
Right? But those teddy bears could have been, aliens, but CGI didn't exist, I guess.
Yeah. That's interesting.
I guess he would
Pretty
have
cool.
like a million costumes for that.
Yeah.
But I agree. It would have been better if it wasn't Ewoks. Glad the boys are back. Got my bachelor since then. Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Whoa, congrats.
Atten? No. Had Abaddon. Go watch the lore video that I dropped yesterday. Would love that 4chan UAP stream. Maybe
That'd be
you see
fun, dude.
if the Wi-Files guy would.
Oh, the Wi-Fi guys. I mean, dude, he's probably very busy. He's probably a very busy guy.
Who's that?
Oh, he's a massive YouTuber. He just was on Rogan a couple of months ago.
Wow.
I think him and Gary are friends.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a big deal. I love his content, man. Love his content.
Yeah, chat. If you check out this video I uploaded yesterday, right here, called George Lucas reveals the original ending to his Star Wars, that will go over Had Abaddon and everything else.
That's cool, man. How about that? How about that? Cooking.
Cooking, baby. Yeah, really enjoying the old lore stuff again.
Yeah.
The Away Files is awesome. I don't know about
Yeah. He seems like a cool guy.
Can't say I remember sequel trilogy. Would you ever consider releasing a behind-the-scenes making of your movies? Sure, yeah, once they're done. But I mean, it's basically going to be like what, like text conversations and like, no, let's change this, let's do that, and all the problems that arise that you have to navigate through, and then just a bunch of people around the world, very talented artists, spending hours and hours every day to do VFX shit. Well, I marched the end of Soups.
I feel good. I feel like yeah, I mean, I feel like we cooked, you know what I mean? And I feel like it's good content at the end of the day. And I think, we had some disagreements, but those are healthy and good.
We always do that. That's what makes the show fun.
No, I think so too. And I think that I felt good because I was able to have fun and joke around and be pretty fucking irreverent, maybe the most irreverent I've ever been. And yet still feel safe and feel like, you guys understood what it was, and nobody was going to be taking it too personally. So I had a lot of fun. I actually think maybe I had too much fun, and I worry a little that maybe I went a bit too far. But as long as chat says I'm okay, then we're okay.
Forget what chat says. You're okay, man. You're fine.
All right.
That's your shtick as well, though. Is you sometimes play devil's advocate just for a reaction.
Yeah. yeah. I do like to stir the pot. Yeah.
You are a pro streamer. That's what they do.
Yeah.
They don't
looking for the clip.
They don't give a shit about anything else. They just
it's about entertaining.
If it is inflammatory,
It's about it being entertaining, and I'm a little bit of a class clown. I always have been. But that's part of why I think I'm good at the job, and why I'm glad that I fell into it, because it's streaming's fun. I mean, it has its downfalls. It can be very frustrating, but dude, it's honestly been awesome. And then it's so fun to have the show back, brother. I really love cutting it up with you every Monday night.
Me too.
It's been good,
great. Dude. Yeah, no, don't even think of that for a second.
All right. Sounds good.
I'm a pro unk. Bro, Josh older than me.
In theory, he's a pro unk. Oh yeah, well, we're both unk age pretty much, though.
I guess.
We're unk age, brother. We're older.
35. I think once you pass 35, then you're getting unk.
Yeah, you're unk at 35. Yeah, you're an unk at 35. I think so. Yeah.
I guess. Fuck it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, bro. Thanks for bringing back Nerd Theory. Absolutely. Yeah, we love being here. So,
hell yeah, man.
Appreciate as long as you guys keep honoring us around, we're going to be around, and
yeah, we'll cook some fun stuff. It's not always going to be Josh being sexist. You know what I mean? Like we will actually make content.
You're sexist.
Yeah.
I'm sexist. I mean,
sometimes.
What can you do?
Yeah.
It's the internet today.
I feel like it diffuses it. I feel like the more we talked about it and joked about it, and chat, you let me know if you agree with this or not. I feel like the more we went hard at it, the more it lost its weight. the more it didn't feel as heavy, the more we could actually like get past it and talk about it a little bit. I feel like humor is a beautiful diffusing device, you know?
Josh, that was crazy.
It was a little crazy. Yeah.
Divorce is sex.
No, LOL. Okay, Mika, my bad. Holy.
Damn.
Maybe it's just me then.
Damn.
Yeah, I was feeling really good. Was that perhaps a female that didn't agree with me, the theory? I don't know.
Yeah. Next theory vlog. Oh, dude, I've been so busy this last week. I haven't done shit. Oh no, I filmed some stuff, but I gotta like combine it all together and yeah. But all right. I've been enjoying making the lore content and all that. That's kind of been my focus. So that being said, we love you guys. We wish you adieu. Wish you adieu. We bid you adieu.
Yes, either way.
I'm still waking up, bro. I gotta get food.
You're waking up 4 hours later?
I know, dude. I literally woke up and I got here. I had that little shake and that was it.
Yeah.
So yeah, SpaceCon San Antonio. We will see you next week, and we'll also see you here for Nerd Theory next Monday as well. And of course, we're still having the sale going on. Buy one, get one free at theorysabers.com. Get that mystery saber.
Hell yeah.
Every single saber you purchase right now and get it before Halloween. And we just launched 2 new hats, so this is one of them. It's a beautiful one. It's called the Grandmaster. I know it doesn't show up, but it's like greenish brown.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It's crisp, dude. It's crisp.
Nice.
Love you guys. We'll catch you later. Have a great
Peace
night.
out, chat. Appreciate you guys.
And you're sounding like a separatist.